Shot and beautiful. Weisen.
It's time for high school sports right here on your home for local sports, the NCWLIFE Channel. Today's broadcast is brought to you by August Edge Real Estate, Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Doghouse Motorsports, Global Car Care, the Highlander Golf Course and Grill, JDSA Law, Laura Mounter Real Estate, Les Schwab Tires, One Way Construction, Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, Save Mart, Sangster Motors, Wenatchee Power Sports, Earthwise Pet, and Chelan Douglas Casa. And now let's get ready for high school sports. It starts now on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.
Jose Camarillo makes it 2.
Thanks for joining us here today on the NCWLIFE Channel as we bring you Senior Day for Eastmont Baseball as they take on Ephrata this afternoon from Dan White Field. I'm Joel Norman bringing you the action here today on the NCWLIFE Channel. Eastmont's had a heck of a start to the season at 7-2, including sweeping Chelan this past weekend, and included a victory in walk-off fashion in Game 1, and then a 10-0 pummeling somewhat victory, in game number 2. So really strong start to the season for Eastmont. They're going to recognize 8 seniors here this afternoon, and head coach Darren Hoff, we'll chat with him in just a moment, was talking about how they were so grateful just to be playing it all this season, and really in a lot of ways we all are so grateful they were able to have games at all. Ephrata is also 7-2 coming into the season. One of their 2 losses was against Eastmont a week ago. Lucas Banning tossed a complete game in that one to propel the Wildcats to victory, and they look to get a similar effort here today against Ephrata. Darren Hoff mentioned that it's going to be all hands on deck for the Eastmont pitching staff here today. Cade Kuski gets the ball first. We'll see how far he can go and how many other pitchers have to go after that. The head coach joins us in just a moment here. We'll be right back on the NCWLIFE Channel ahead of Eastmont versus Ephrata.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35-plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 7th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tabor.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the Doghouse?
We're back here on the NCWLIFE Channel ahead of Eastmont versus Ephrata here at Dan White Field. I'm Joel Norman, and we're joined now by Eastmont Wildcats head coach Darren Hoff. Coach, you're recognizing the seniors today. I know you had a limited amount of time with them, but what are some of the things you're going to take away from these guys and that you really appreciated from their time with Eastmont?
They appreciated playing, having been off for so long, and then coming here, and then with a kind of new program, new thoughts and stuff, they adapted very quickly, so I'll always be appreciative of that.
Cade Kuski on the mound here today, the southpaw getting the start. What are you looking for from him on the mound? How many innings are you expecting out of him?
You can make that happen? Give me 12 outs, please. I'll take that.
Looking to go to the pen a little bit more in this one if possible, you're thinking then?
It's all hands on deck with some of the kids that are injured and out. So yeah, you're next maybe. You might be.
You never know. I'll start loosening up here then. you swept the doubleheader against Chelan this past weekend. Game 1 was a little bit tighter. What really impressed you late in that one? It seemed like you guys were real resilient, get the sack fly, and then a walk-off walk. Certainly a little resiliency and patience, I assume.
Yeah, patience. That's said a lot around here. And, the guys are showing that they understand that their job is to get them out. Their job is not to get themselves out. So they let people implode and just take what the game gives them. They're doing a good job of that.
All right, thanks for joining us, and best of luck today.
Yeah, thank you.
First pitch is right around the corner. We'll be right back here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
During the Les Schwab Spring Tire Sale, save up to $200 when you bundle select tires, wheels, and brakes. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Carter Bird.
And we welcome you back to Dan White Field as we get set for Eastmont versus Ephrata. I'm Joel Norman bringing you the action here today on the NCWLIFE Channel. It is senior day for Eastmont as they're starting to introduce their senior players right now. Taking a look at who the seniors are for Eastmont. They have Austin Popoff, Elijah Smiley, Dylan Esparza, Hunter Rule, Joe Murphy, Hunter Welsh, Carter Bird, and Lucas Banning. So a really good start to the season for Eastmont. A lot of these seniors are a big reason why that's been the case, as they acknowledge them here today ahead of today's game against Ephrata. Both teams have identical 7-2 records on the season, and both are looking to see if they can improve to 8 with a victory here this afternoon. These two teams did do it a week ago as they faced off at Ephrata on April 27th, and it was Eastmont picking up the win with a 4-0 triumph. Lucas Banning, one of the seniors for today, he tossed a complete game, 3 hit, 3 strikeout, 1 walk, shutout against Ephrata, as the Tigers have actually been shut out in 2 of their last 4 games overall in the season. They've lost 2 of their last 3, beg your pardon, and Eastmont has in fact shut out 2 of their last 4. So really nice work from them on the year. As
our next senior is Austin Popoff. Father Don, mother Lisa Popoff. Our next senior is Hunter Rule, mother Christy Rule. Our next senior is Elijah Smiley with Sean and Vicky Parkhill. Our next senior is Hunter Welch, accompanied by Jeremy and Maribel Welch. We would like to give special recognition to our stat keeper, McKenna Schwab, tonight. And lastly, we would like to recognize a missing senior who could not be here tonight, Lucas Banning, his mother and father, Randy and Melissa Banning. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for these wonderful seniors in their last home baseball game.
So that was a look at tonight's seniors for the Eastmont Wildcats playing their final home game of the season. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get We'll be closer to first pitch. We'll bring you the lineups for both teams. It's Eastmont versus Ephrata, and it's coming to you here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
If you're like me, you're already dreaming about the summer, enjoying it with friends and family in the backyard. Don't get discouraged with the chilly breeze of spring just yet. There is still work to be done, and the warmer temperatures are just around the corner. If you've been thinking about when to get your backyard ready for summer, come on down to Blue Lagoon, now scheduling pool openings. Ask us why we think you should open your pool sooner rather than later. Call today. Scheduling is filling up fast.
Spring brings new beginnings, new growth, and new hope. At Pat Armstrong Ford, we work hard to make sure you find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and season. Spring means more time outside, spending quality time with friends and family, enjoying everything the new season brings. Whatever you want to do out there, we've got the vehicle to get it done.
Get your spring started right in a new Ford or Lincoln at Pat Armstrong Ford, where we are community strong.
And we welcome you back to Dan White Field as we get set for Eastmont versus Ephrata here on Senior Day, Senior Afternoon for Eastmont. They just recognized their seniors, and you saw those just a moment ago as we get set for this one. Eastmont is coming off of a doubleheader sweep of Chelan this past Saturday. Game 1 they won in walk-off fashion with a walk-off walk. They loaded up the bases and got that one. Before that, they were able to get a game-flying sacrifice fly, so they were down 1 run and would come back to tie and then win Game 1. And then Game 2 wasn't much of a ball game as the Wildcats picked up the victory 10-0. They've won 4 in a row, shut out 2 of their last 3, and they're 7-2 on the season. Last loss for Eastmont was back on April 24th. They lost the first game of a doubleheader with Wenatchee, and before that, their only other loss was April 13th, a 10-7 decision against Moses Lake. Mentioned it before, these two teams played each other just a week ago today. It was at Ephrata, a 4-0 victory for the Wildcats. And it was a really impressive effort to knock down the Tigers in that one. Lucas Banning tossing a complete game, 3 hit, 3 strikeout, 1 walk shutout against Ephrata, and it was just their first loss of the season at the time. They would also drop Game 2 of their doubleheader against Moses Lake this past weekend. Tigers won Game 1 2-0, lost Game 2 6-3. So let's take a quick look at the starting lineups for this one. We'll begin with the visiting Ephrata Tigers. Leading off and playing in left field is number 9, Winston Roberts. Batting second, playing at shortstop, is number 17, Ethan Gustafson. Batting third and pitching, number 11, Gavin Burns. The first baseman, Kyle Hendrick, number 12, will bat cleanup. Batting fifth and catching, number 21, Brock Hussey. Batting sixth and playing in center field, number 7, Bo DeChaney. Batting seventh and playing in right field, number 15, Carson Davis. Batting eighth and DHing, number 10, Jamin Frowis. And batting ninth and playing at second base, number 13, James Crotchide. Now looking at the Eastmont Wildcats starting lineup, leading off and playing at shortstop, number 2, Austin Popoff. Batting second, playing in left field, number 4, Cooper Richards. And we'll take the batting third, playing in center field, number 9, Hunter Rule. Batting cleanup and catching, number 3, Logan Schneider. Batting fifth, playing at third base, number 17, Michael Singleton. Batting sixth and playing in right field, number 11, Joe Murphy. Batting seventh, playing at second base, number 15, Luke Gale. Batting eighth, playing at first base, and also wearing number 8, Sam Klinkenberg. And batting ninth and pitching, number 7, Cade Kuski. So Ephrata is using a DH. Jamin Frowis, the wearing number 10, is the DH. Anson Gustafson is playing at third base, but he is not in the batting order this afternoon for Ephrata. So as I mentioned, both teams with identical 7-2 records on the season. Both are 5-2 at home. Both are 2-0 on the road. Something's got to give here this afternoon. Of course, for Eastmont, that home record is actually 3-2 when playing at Dan White Field, as their 5-2 record. 2 of those games were played at Wenatchee a couple Saturdays ago in the doubleheader, but the Wildcats were technically the home team in that ball game. So impressive effort that weekend, again, the split, but looking to add to that home record here today as they take on the Ephrata Tigers. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have first pitch after the national anthem. You're watching the NCWLIFE Channel.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local sports broadcasts. They've been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, risks, and accomplishments. At JDSA Law, they salute our local athletes and wish them well on another excellent season of competition.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
Moments away from first pitch here between Eastmont and Ephrata this afternoon from Dan Whitefield. Joel Norman with you bringing the action. Let's go through the defensive alignment for the Eastmont Wildcats in this one. Left to right in the outfield. Cooper Richards is in left field. Center field, Hunter Rule. Right field is Joe Murphy. On the infield around the horn, we'll start over at third base with Michael Singleton, Austin Popoff at short, Luke Gale at second base, Sam Klinkenberg over at first, Cade Kuski's on the hill, and he'll be tossing to Logan Schneider here this afternoon. We've seen a couple outings from Cade Kuski this season, and broadcasts we've actually done on the NCWLIFE channel, but I believe it's his first start of the season. Saw him back in Game 1 of their doubleheader against Wenatchee on April 24th, tossed an inning and a third, allowed 3 runs on 3 hits and struck out 1. Saw him earlier that week, 2 weeks ago today, back on April 20th. He tossed an inning and a third as well. 2 runs allowed, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout again against Wenatchee. But the southpaw will toe the rubber, and if you caught our pregame show, you certainly heard what Darren Hoff had to say about how it's all hands on deck out of the rotation and the pitching staff as a whole, as he's really hoping for at least 12 outs from Kuski. If that's exactly what he can get, and then said we'll kind of go from there in terms of the rotation and the relievers here today. So in a lot of ways, Eastmont hoping to get out to a hot start offensively so they don't have to worry too much about those options, as in terms of players they have available today, they've got 12 men at their disposal. Meanwhile, Ephrata has 11 players in total. As I mentioned, they're using a DH today for their third baseman, Anson Gustafson, who won't hit, but he'll play in the field. And they've got 1 man on the bench at their disposal after that. Kuski on the rubber. He'll go up against Winston Roberts, the left fielder for the Ephrata Tigers. Roberts digs in, batting from the left side against the southpaw Kuski. Comes set, and the first pitch of the ball game is popped foul, third base side over everyone, and we're underway at 4:41 Pacific time. Joel Norman with you. Happy to have you along with us here on the NCWLIFE channel. Beautiful afternoon for baseball. 72 degrees and sunny. A little bit of a breeze at about 10 miles per hour. As there's a strike, it's quickly 0-2 against Winston Roberts, the left fielder. Ephrata has lost 2 of its last 3 games. They opened the season with 6 straight victories. Pitch is up high. It's 1-2. No more home games for them left on the schedule. They went 5-2 at home this season. They're 2-0 on the road thus far. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Kuski kicks and fires, and just barely foul tipped away. Roberts able to get a piece of it. He'll be followed up by Ethan Gustafson, the shortstop, and Gavin Burns, the pitcher. Ephrata in their black alternate jerseys. Orange outline around Ephrata and their numbers. This one, the 1-2 pitch connected on towards center field. In comes Hunter Rule, and he'll make the catch as there's one away here in the top of the first inning. Talk about the offensive output that Ephrata has had this season. You can't talk about this team without that. Their run differential is 68. That's 86 runs scored, 18 given up. Dive into that more in just a moment. Gustafson from the right side. Slight crouch. Connects, foul, tips one away on a check swing. Goes up into the cage behind home plate. For the Tigers, 70 of their 86 runs scored. They came in a combined 4 games, 2 doubleheaders against Cascade and Quincy. In their other 5 games of this season, they're averaging just 3.2 runs per game. The 0-1 also fouled away back into the cage. And those scores back on April 16th, 2 games against Quincy, a 22-0 win and then a 16-0 win. April 23rd, rather, against Cascade, they won 13-4 and 19-0. This one is just a bit off the plate on the appeal over first base side. Home plate umpire today is John Steiner. Jeff Leavitt is on the base paths. You see him over on the first base side right now. 1-2 pitch coming from Kuski. Southpaw deals. Another check swing. Did he go? He did. He wasn't able to hold up his swing, and Gustafson is retired for out number 2. So 2 away, no one on the base paths, and Gavin Burns, the pitcher, will step up to the plate. And if my memory serves me correct, Burns was a quarterback this past fall as well with Ephrata. Nice work from him on the gridiron from what I remember. He'll bat from the right side. Kuski looking for a clean 1-2-3 top of the first as Burns connects on the first pitch, and the announcer's jinx strikes again. It's going to be a single to right center field as Murphy tosses it in, and Burns will extend the inning with a 2-out single as he reaches first base. And that'll bring up first baseman Kyle Hendrick, the cleanup hitter. Going to see if he can advance or perhaps even score Burns to give the Tigers the first run of the night. Burns also bats from the right side, so that's 3 straight right-handed hitters in this Ephrata lineup as the first one's in there for strike 1. A week ago, these 2 teams met at Ephrata. Eastmont picked up a 4-0 victory in that one. Big cut and a miss. It's quickly 0-2 to Hendrick. And Eastmont would love a similar pitching effort here this afternoon, akin to what they had last Tuesday against the Tigers. Lucas Banning with a complete game shutout, only allowed 3 hits in the ball game. This one's fouled away to keep the at-bat alive. We talked about it. It's, Ephrata has scored 86 runs on the season. Granted, though, 70 of those came in 4 games. Games that weren't really close at all. So it's kind of a hot and cold offense when you really look at the statistics. Guski will check first. Runner is back. Burns over at first with a 2-out single. Winston Roberts popped out to center to start the game, and then Gustafson followed with a strikeout. Kuski looking to get a second strikeout to end the inning. This one will be popped up. Shallow center field. Ranging over a bit is Popoff. It looks like he lost sight of the ball. He did. It drops in for a base hit, and that will put runners at the corners. A bloop single by Hendrick, following the single by Burns, as runners at first and third with 2 outs for Ephrata. Not many clouds at all in the sky today, and most of them are, well, from our broadcast standpoint, to the north of us, headed toward the Rock Island side. So not many going this way straight ahead. It looks like that one was just right in the sun for the shortstop Popoff. And that gives Ephrata a chance to get another hit with 2 outs, and if they do, this will bring in the game's first run. Brock Hussey stepping up to the plate, the catcher. The right-handed hitter against the southpaw Kuski. Gavin Burns at third base, Kyle Hendrick at first. Kuski deals. First pitch misses for a ball. Got the ideal start that he wanted with back-to-back outs to open the inning, but could not retire the last 2. You can't blame him on the Burns at-bat. That was a well-hit ball. Would have been a hit no matter what. But that last one certainly preventable. as this one is swung on and skied out toward deep center field. This ball is back, and that ball is gone over the fence for a 3-run homer. Even the runners were confused for just a moment. It's a 2-out, 3-run bomb by Brock Hussey to give Ephrata a dramatic 3-0 lead here with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. 3-run shot by Hussey to put Ephrata on the board first. And the Wildcats in a little bit of a hole to start this one. Bo DeShaney will step up, the center fielder. No one on the base paths, but 3 consecutive hits have led to 3 runs for Ephrata so far, and all of those coming with 2 outs. Kuski looking to get out of the inning here if he can. Infield is back as the southpaw kicks and fires, and there's strike 1. A pop-out, a strikeout, back-to-back singles, and then a 3-run bomb to deep center field to give Ephrata a 3-0 edge. 1-1 now. Carson Davis on deck should the inning continue. DeShaney at the plate right now. Kick and the pitch from Kuski, a little bit high. It's 2-1. Kuski has different colored shoes, both New Balance, but he's got the red shoe on the left foot and a light blue, powder blue, on the right foot. Hitters count now, it's 3-1. DeShaney is the 6th batter of the inning so far. 3 runs across on a 3-run bomb a moment ago. As this one is high for ball 4, and the inning will continue. 4 straight batters have reached base. Now Carson Davis will step up to the plate as head coach Darren Hoff heads out to the mound, wants to have a quick chat with Kuski. Had everything going his way through 2 batters, had Burns down in the count, give up a single to him. Hendrick popped one up into shallow left that probably is caught 9 times out of 10. And Popoff even right now is gesturing up into the sky saying he lost it there as he was not able to make the catch in shallow left center, the shortstop. And then right after that, Hussey made them pay with a 3-run homer. Quick chat for Hoff on the mound. He'll head back into the dugout. Meanwhile, Ephrata head coach Jason Logan having a chat as well with his batter, Carson Davis. 7th batter of the inning. Jamin Frois on deck, the DH. Still 2 outs. 4 straight batters have reached. 3 runs are in. Kuski looks to settle down and get out of the inning here. Deals a little bit high on the first offering to Davis. Eastmont is riding a 4-game win streak entering this afternoon's ball game, and they're already going to have to rally to get out of this early hole. The 1-0's in there for a strike. For what it's worth, Eastmont has scored at least 4 runs in every ball game this season. Right now, if they can keep Ephrata off the scoreboard the rest of the way, that'd be enough for the win. But, of course, we're only in the top of the first. 2 balls and 1 strike now, the count. This one misses inside as well. It's 3-1. Here's the 3-1 offering. That's in there for a strike on the outer edge. Full count, 2 outs. Runner over at first is Bo DeShaney. Carson Davis at the plate. Brock Hussey with a 3-run bomb earlier in the inning. 2 batters to go now. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. And 2 strikeouts in the inning for Kuski, but in between them, 3 runs come across on the 3-run homer by Hussey. And Eastmont in an early hole as they trail 3-0. Wildcats coming up to bat in just a moment, and we'll have that after these messages here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Save Mart is the place to go if you are in the market for home furnishings. They have rows and rows of sofas, love seats, recliners, and chairs in a vast array of fabrics and colors. Name brands include Ashley, Best, and Stanton. With pictures, lamps, and tables to complement your new furniture, Save Mart is a one-stop shop. Save Mart offers 12-month special financing on approval of credit. Save Mart also offers free delivery, setup, and haul away in their service area. Serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 50 years. Located on North Wenatchee Avenue or visit online at savemart.net.
On to the bottom of the first inning, a successful top of the first for Ephrata as they score 3 runs, 3 hits. The big one, of course, the 3-run bomb by Brock Hussey. And that coming with 2 outs. They had 4 straight batters reach base. 3 runs came across, 1 man left on. And a really successful inning. And now Eastmont stepping up to the plate. Austin Popoff looking to make up for a ball that dropped in left center. Not an error, but one of those ones where it was lost in the sun. He's thinking about that right now, wishing he could have got that. So he's going to try to atone for that at the plate as Eastmont will go up against the southpaw Gavin Burns. And if you're familiar with the pitcher, who actually just got Tommy John surgery, the way his hair's flowing out aside the cap kind of reminds me of Dustin May with the Los Angeles Dodgers. But as I mentioned, he was, I believe it was a day or 2 ago, it was announced he'd be out for the rest of the season after undergoing Tommy John surgery. Strike 1, meanwhile, to Austin Popoff. Popoff, Richards, and Rule due up here in the bottom of the first. This one is fouled away. One ball, 1 strike the count to the leadoff hitter Popoff, batting from the right side. Digs back in, and the 1-1 is swung on and missed. Looks like they had the count wrong actually on the scoreboard. Beg your pardon. That's a 3-pitch strikeout as Popoff goes down swinging. 4 out, number 1. That brings up Cooper Richards to the plate. See, nice work from Richards at the plate and on the mound this season. First pitch to him's in there for a strike, so Burns is 4 for 4 on his strikes. Richards pitched over the weekend against Chelan. In game number 2, he threw 5 shutout innings, struck out 8, helped lead Wildcats to a 10-0 victory. Fouled away left side. It's quickly 0-2. 5 straight strikes thrown by Burns now as he looks for a new ball. Now it'll come out of the Eastmont dugout. Hunter Rule due up in just a moment after Richards. Swung a little bit low for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Richards. Playing in left field this evening. Give you the Ephrata defense in just a moment here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. This pitch is a little bit low. Burns comes set. 2-2 pitch coming, looking for back-to-back strikeouts. Long look in at the signs. Time called meanwhile. Give us a chance to go through the defensive alignment. We'll start in the outfield. Winston Roberts is in left field for Ephrata. Bo DeShaney is in center. Carson Davis in right. Give you the infield in just a moment. 2-2 offering to Richards. Pop foul. Infield left to right. Over at third base, Anson Gustafson. Ethan Gustafson at short. James Crouchshine at second. Kyle Hendrick at first. Burns on the hill. Gavin Burns is tossing to Brock Hussey behind the plate. This ball is hit over toward first base side. Funky bounce is fielded and underhanded to Burns. Hendrick with the play. 3-1 on the putout, and there's quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Hunter Rule with no one on and 2 outs. This is when Ephrata did their damage in the Hendrick singled, and then Brock Hussey plated both with a 3-run homer to deep center. 1-0 count to Hunter Rule as he takes a ball in the first offering. Logan Schneider on deck, the catcher, should the inning continue. That one called strike, a little bit low it appeared from here. 1-1 as it catches the bottom edge of the strike zone. The 1-1. That's in there for a strike as well. As Rule looked like he backed up, thought it was inside. Pitch had some inward movement on it. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Burns. That one came close to nicking him as he pulled back the wrist. And that evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Talked about it before, but small benches for both teams here today. Ephrata only has 1 player available off of the bench. In their dugout, they got 2 coaches along with the 1 reserve. We'll mention that in a moment. 2-2 offering, breaking ball, called, strike 3. Rule didn't like the strike zone there, but he goes down looking, and it looks like he's been ejected from the game as well. Home plate umpire John Steiner tossing him after that. And looks like there's going to have to be a change for Eastmont in the field in just a moment. We're through 1 inning. It's 3-0 with Ephrata leading, and we'll be back in just a moment after these messages here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
To achieve greatness once, it's not the end of the journey. It is only the beginning. Introducing the next all-electric super truck. The revolutionary GMC Hummer EV SUV. Reserve one now while they last.
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
Nothing going for Eastmont in the bottom of the 1st inning. It's 3-0 with Ephrata leading as we go to the top of the 2nd inning. As Eastmont's going to have to make a defensive change here in a moment, as Hunter Rule was ejected after taking strike 3 to end the bottom of the 1st inning. Said a word or two, was heading back to his dugout and was tossed on the ball game. So defensive change coming here then for Eastmont. I was just talking about how these teams are a little bit limited in terms of their benches. As I'm looking at up and down at the order. So Cooper Richards is still in left field, it looks like. Looks like Joe Murphy's still in right, if that's, I believe that's correct. Looks like Hunter Welsh has come into the ballgame to play in center field for Eastmont. First pitch from Cade Kuski is in there for a strike to Jamin Froweis. 0-1 to him. Kuski got off to a great start in the top of the 1st. And then 4 straight batters reach base. That one's in there for a strike as well. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to the first batter of the inning. This one is swung on and hit over toward Popoff at shortstop. Gloves, flips to first, and there's one away to start this 2nd inning. Froweis out on a ground out to short. Brings James Crouchside, the second baseman, up to the plate. Then the top of the order, Winston Roberts due up. One down here in the Roberts on deck, the only left-handed hitter in this lineup for Ephrata. Popped out to center field to open up the ball game. 1 ball and 1 strike to James Crouchside, the second baseman. Ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. We're in the top of the 2nd inning. 3 runs on 3 hits so far for Ephrata. They lead 3-0. And swing and a miss for strike 3. 3rd punch out of the afternoon. Crouchside goes down swinging, and there's quickly 2 away. As we go back to the top of the order, and Winston Roberts stepping into the plate. Looks like Eastmont making a little bit of an adjustment in the field. Their outfielders are shifting just back a few steps, especially in right field. Joe Murphy moving back ever so slightly. So first one is swung on, ranging to his left, pop off, gloves, flips to first, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the second inning for Cade Kuski. As we go to the bottom of the second, it's 3-0 with Ephrata leading Eastmont here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hi, I'm Shauna Larson. I'm the designated broker here at Laura Mounter Real Estate. We are a locally owned firm, and we've worked hard to earn our reputation of always doing business the right way. Laura Mounter Real Estate is continually investing in the best technologies and highest quality marketing. For these reasons, our community has voted us the world's best real estate office for the past 5 years. If you have real estate needs, let a Laura Mounter real estate agent show you the difference.
Wenatchee Power Sports not only has a new owner, but an all-new attitude to match. Speaking of attitude, check out the 2021 models arriving now. Polaris snowmobiles, ATVs and side-by-sides. Yamaha motorcycles, watercraft ATVs and side-by-sides. KTM motorcycles and the latest edition Beta high-performance motorcycles. Coming this fall, a huge demo event featuring the latest and hottest off-road machines. It's all at the retuned Wenatchee Power Sports, where maximum performance is a way of life. 3031 GS Center Road in North Wenatchee, open Tuesday through Saturday.
Three up, three down on the top of the second inning. We head to the bottom half now with Ephrata leading Eastmont by a score of 3-0. And the cleanup hitter and the catcher, Logan Schneider, will get things started for the Wildcats in the bottom half. Nice clean 1-2-3, bottom of the first. On the mound for Gavin Burns as he deals strike one. Michael Singleton and Joe Murphy due up as well after him. 1-1 the count. Burns struck out two batters in the bottom of the first. Popoff and Rule. Popoff swinging, Rule looking, and then he was ejected after that. Cooper Richards grounded out over to the first base side in between those. 2-1, swing and a miss. Count evened up now to Logan Schneider. Two-two offering. Bottom of the zone, called strike three. Thought it was a little bit low, but it's in there for the strikeout, and there's one away. Third punch out of the day. Meanwhile, for Gavin Burns, each of the last two hitters have gone down looking. First pitch misses to Michael Singleton, the third baseman. Singleton, earlier this season, had a 10 straight plate appearance on base streak. As he takes a strike, it's 1-1. That was from April 20th through April 24th, a span of 3 games. He reached base in 10 straight plate appearances. Fouls this away. He went 2 for 3 in the first game, 3 for 4 in the next game, and then 1 for 3 in the final game on the 24th, and that was when the streak ended. Pitches outside to even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Over that stretch, also drew 3 walks during it. Stole a base. Drove in 1 run. Full count now. Burns looking to see if he can get 3 straight strikeouts here. Singleton, meanwhile, trying to become the first base runner of the ball game for Eastmont here in the bottom of the second. Pops this one up. Right field. Long run in for Davis, and he'll make the catch. 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning. And Joe Murphy will step up to the plate now. 5 straight retired thus far for Burns. Meanwhile, you look at the Ephrata order. Their batters in the third inning are their second time through the lineup. That was thanks to 7 men coming to the plate in the first. Murphy showed bunt, was able to pull back just in time. Ball 1. 3 strikeouts, a pop out, and a ground out for Gavin Burns. Murphy couldn't hold that swing up. It's 1-1. Batting from the left side. Luke Gale on deck should the inning continue. Swing and a miss of this offering. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Eastmont and Ephrata with identical 7-2 records on the season. Burns shakes off a couple sides. Now comes set and fires. The 1-2. And it's a little bit low. Talked about run differential earlier. Might have to get more into that later, but Ephrata entering today, a 68 run differential. It's up to 71 now. Eastmont, by comparison, 27. The 1-2. Chopped over toward first base. Gloved and muffed, actually, by Hendrick, the first baseman. Couldn't quite handle that one. He had to go over pretty far, but was in position to make the play, but couldn't handle it. So Murphy will reach first base to continue the inning. With 2 outs, Eastmont has its first base runner of the ball game here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. That'll bring up Luke Gale now. Pickoff move over to first is a little bit high, but a nice toss over by Burns. Actually, it looked like he had Murphy fooled. Murphy reaching on the error. Burns deals big, cut and a miss by Gale. Sam Klinkenberg on deck. A 1 offering with 2 outs. Just barely tapped foul. So Gale in the hole right now, 0-2. Burns trying to work quickly. First time he's had to go from the stretch today. No balls, 2 strikes, runner over at first base. Kick and the pitch. Lightly tapped foul, third base side. The at-bat will continue. Burns had retired 5 straight, 3 of them via strikeouts before Murphy reached on a soft ground ball that was kind of just in between first and second. First baseman Kyle Hendrick went over to try and make the play, but could not quite handle it. Here comes the 0-2, and that is fouled away. 3 foul balls in the at-bat, back-to-back ones. 5th pitch of this AB coming in just a moment. Let's see if Murphy might be in motion at all here. Burns checked on him once. He's looked over, of course, every time. Another 0-2 offering. Murphy will take off. Delayed pickoff move, tossed over to first, then it gets away. Murphy slid into second, gets up. He's going to head to third. And Davis bobbled it, and Murphy's going to come around, head toward the plate with a slide, and he scores. How about that sequence of events? Murphy took off from first before Burns had decided to throw over there or go home. Missed on the throw out toward the first base side. It went into the foul territory down the right field line. It got away. As the fielder was getting over to it, Murphy had slid into second and would actually come all the way around to score. So that's going to go down as a error from Burns that allows him to score. So Eastmont is on the board. It's 3-1. Bases empty now with 2 outs. Another 0-2, a little bit high. Errant throw by Burns, checking on the runner, leads to a run. This one, the swing and a miss for strike 3, and the tag applied. Eastmont gets 1 run across. They still trail. It's 3-1. Be back in a moment here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
I had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. It felt like I never even had a say. But then you came along.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
At Earthwise Pet, we take an all-natural approach to wellness and nutrition. Our professional certified groomers were trained by the best in the Pacific Northwest. Our staff here at Earthwise Pet are all certified in pet nutrition. We are here to help you select the perfect food, supplement, and anything else you may need to make sure your pet is living its best and most healthy life. Earthwise Pet, Nutrition Center and Wellness Spa. Online or in the store, we are here for you.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 7th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tabor. I'm Mike. And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the doghouse?
Strike one on the first offering here as we start the third inning of play. Ethan Gustafson, the shortstop, at the plate for Ephrata. 3-1 our score. Ephrata leads Eastmont. Eastmont got one in the bottom of the second inning. 2 outs. Joe Murphy reached on an error and then scored on another error. A hectic sequence. As there's a strike. Murphy, as we were wondering if he would take off of first base, he did exactly that, but the pitcher Burns had not thrown to home yet. This one misses outside. Burns had not thrown to home yet, so simply tossed over to first base to Hendrick, but tossed a little wide and high. There's a lot of space down that right field line. Swing and a miss for strike 3 meanwhile. Down goes Gustafson for the first out of this third. A lot of foul territory down both lines, actually, but this one was thrown down the right field line, went out of play. And as a result, Hendrick, as well as Carson Davis, the right fielder, had to go over and get it, had a little trouble getting it. Murphy slid into second, got up, went over to third. They were still having trouble, and head coach Darren Hoff waved him home, and he would come around to score. Strike one to Gavin Burns. That was during Luke Gale's at-bat. And give credit to Gale for extending that at-bat because he was down in the count 0-2. This one fouled away. It's 0-2. Meanwhile, to Gavin Burns. Gale was able to foul off back-to-back pitches to force a fifth. And before that fifth pitch of the at-bat, that's when Murphy took off and Burns threw it away. So had it not gone to that point, Murphy might not have taken off. So give Gale an unofficial RBI on that one. He would strike out to end the inning, but regardless, Eastmont on the board. No hits for them so far. 2 errors, meanwhile, against Ephrata early on. One foul away. Burns stays alive. Gavin Burns at the plate. Singled in the top of the first inning. 2 outs in the inning. He was able to single, go to third, and would come around to score 2 batters later on the 3-run homer by Brock Hussey. And that's where we stand so far until a run scored last inning. Called strike 3. Meanwhile to Burns. Back-to-back punch-outs for Cade Kuski. He has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters. And there's quickly 2 away here in the third. The head coach, Darren Hoff, said before the game that his hope was to get 12 outs from Kuski. If he can get this next one, he'll have his 9th of the day. Swung on, hit hard, third base side, foul ball though. Kyle Hendrick at the plate. First baseman singled and scored 2 innings ago. An exciting start to this ball game for just being 3-1 early on. 0-1 has popped up, foul behind home plate and out of play. Talked about Ephrata getting 3 runs across and a 3-run bomb with 2 outs. Hunter Rule struck out looking, was ejected on the Eastmont side. And then just the entire sequence of Murphy reaching on an error and then scoring on another error, hectic as well. Another one fouled away. Still no ball and 2 strikes on Hendrick. Home plate umpire John Steiner needs a couple more balls though. Three runs on 3 hits, 2 errors committed by Ephrata. Eastmont 1 run, no hits, no errors. The 0-2 outside. Hendrick at the plate right now for Ephrata. Brock Hussey is on deck should the inning continue. He's got the shin guard on his left leg, not on the right. This one is swung on, hit deep out to left field, ranging back. This one is off the wall. Richards Fields will fire it in. Be cut off by Popoff, and it's a 2-out double by Kyle Hendricks. So could be deja vu here for Ephrata, getting some action with 2 outs and putting a man in scoring position simultaneously here. And that'll bring Brock Hussey up to the plate. Golden opportunity here for the Tigers to extend their lead. They lead 3-1 over Eastmont. All 3 of those runs scored in the first, and I think that's going to be part of the discussion here as Logan Schneider heads out toward the mound to chat with Kuski. Probably just discussing some of the signs they want to go through against Hussey, who took Kuski deep the last time these two saw each other. Hendrick at second base after back-to-back strikeouts. You got to give Kuski credit to that. The only hits he's allowed have been with 2 outs in this ball game. 4 hits in all now after that double a moment ago. 5 strikeouts in the game through 2 2/3 innings for the southpaw. Hussey back in there from the right side against the southpaw junior Kuski, and the first pitch is a little bit high. 1-0 the count. Bo DeShaney on deck should the inning continue. Here's the pitch. Big cut and a miss. Kuski challenged him there. And he gets a strike. It's 1-1. Kyle Hendrick takes his lead off of second base. 2-out double a moment ago. Second extra base hit of the ball game for the Tigers. And there's a strike to make it 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hussey. Big pitch coming up for Cade Kuski in a moment. Trying to avoid another 2-out run coming across and get through back-to-back innings unscathed. The 1-2. Nice protection swing from Hussey there. It's just over the fence behind home plate. Hendrick, beg your pardon, scampers back towards second base. Infield back. In case this ball is hard hit and they need to leap up to make a play. Say outfield a little bit further back, but otherwise pretty much medium depth. This one's popped up right side. Second baseman Gale is in position. The wind pushed it to his right, but he's able to make the catch at the last moment there. And the sign is retired. A 2-out double by Hendrick, but that is all. No runs across for Ephrata as they still hold a 3-1 lead over Eastmont. We go to the bottom of the third in a moment after these messages here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Come on, I'm a certified technician. I was trained to take good care of you.
9. I've only been to the dealer.
I've been coming here for years. These guys are great.
Look around. The BMW, the Jag, the Volvo, they're all waiting for regular service. Well, the BMW has a little computer issue, but that's nothing we can't handle. Come on in.
From regular maintenance to computer troubleshooting, trust the Global Car Care technicians with your import, diesel-powered, or domestic vehicle. Global Car Care. They speak your car's language.
Dankeschön.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local sports broadcasts. They've been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, risks, and accomplishments. At JDSA Law, they salute our local athletes and wish them well on another excellent season of competition.
Back here at Dan White Field as we get set for the bottom of the third inning. Eastmont coming up to hit once again. So they're still looking for their first hit of the ball game, though. They do have 1 run across. Joe Murphy reaching on an error, scoring on another one. And coming with 2 outs in the second inning. In fact, all of our runs today on both sides have come with 2 outs. First pitch swinging, Sam Klinkenberg skies one into center field. DeShaney is there, and he'll glove it for out number 1. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Cade Kuski, to the plate. On the mound, he has struck out 5 hitters so far. Given up 3 runs, all of them earned on a 3-run bomb with 2 outs in the first inning. Takes this one a little bit low. Kuski's also played a little bit of outfield this year. You assume he'll go back out onto the rubber for the 4th inning. The 1-0. That's a bit outside. You look at the work he's done. The 5 punch-outs, of course, stand out. It looked like he was going to get through that first inning, despite allowing a 2-out single. Another one that was a single was a ball that probably should have been caught. Connects on this one and has Eastmont's first hit of the day. A single to right field for Kuski. And he's aboard with 1 out. Back to the top of the order. Austin Popoff stepping up to the plate. And Popoff looking to see if he can cut this deficit just a little bit more. I'm interested to see if Kuski is active on the base paths here after Murphy was running with 2 strikes on the 5th pitch of his at-bat. Or, beg your pardon, Luke Gale's at-bat. After he reached on an error and he'd come around to score on an errant throw. Gotta think Kuski is thinking about that right now. Popoff steps back and takes ball 1. Kuski checks the signals from the third base dugout and head coach Darren Hoff, third base side. And he will take off. Pitches a little bit high. Throw towards second is a little bit high as well. And Kuski is in there with a stolen base. Ball stays on the infield. Kuski into scoring position. And Eastmont early on wreaking havoc on the base paths. Kuski moves into scoring position with 1 out. And Popoff now bats with a runner in scoring position. Infield moving in just a little bit. The 2-0 offering. That's in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Kuski, a single and a stolen base at second. Burns checks him, comes home, runner stays. That's upstairs. A hitter's count now. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Austin Popoff. Gavin Burns has struck out 4 batters in the ball game, 2 in each inning before this frame. Deals the 3-1. That is cracked out toward left field. This ball is back. 1 hops off of the fence. Kuski gets the wave around third. Popoff into second with a stand-up double to drive in Kuski and make it a 1-run ball game. Austin Popoff delivers, and he himself moves into scoring position to put the tying run at second base. As Cooper Richards will step in now. 3-2 ball game. Eastmont has scratched off both of their runs in each of the last 2 innings. Burns wants to see the signals again, actually wants to see Hussey at the mound. Stepped up before delivering the first offering to Richards, who grounded out over to first base in the first inning. Looks like Dylan Esparza on deck right now. Came on to replace Hunter Rule, who was ejected in the first inning after striking out. And Eastmont does have a little bit of action in the bullpen right now. I'll get you that update in just a moment. Popoff at second. Richards at the plate. Connects on this one, hits it into right. It's a base hit. Popoff gets the wave around third. Ball is bobbled, and he will score. We've got a tie ball game. RBI single by Cooper Richards has tied things up. Back-to-back base hits, driving in 2 runs in the inning so far for Eastmont. As Richards has tied it up. Dylan Esparza heading up to the plate in a moment, but first Ephrata will convene on the mound. Burns had really been rolling before that. Did give up the unearned run last inning. 2 runs across this inning on 3 hits, all 3 of Eastmont's hits in the game. Dylan Esparza coming up to try and see if he can drive in another run. And we'll see if Richards is active on the base paths as well. Esparza had a game-tying sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 7th against Chelan in Game 1 on Saturday. Eastmont would win that one 4-3 before shellacking the Goats 10-0. Puts down a bunt and just barely rolls foul. It had some movement on it, and that caught the Tigers by surprise, but it goes foul. That's one way to get the runners in motion. Richards will head back to first base. 0-1 the count with 1 out. 3 straight hits after a pop-out to begin the inning. Singles by Kuski, double by Popoff, and Richards with a single after that to drive him in. Popoff driving in Kuski before him. Slight lead for Richards. Esparza trying to bunt again. Got a little bit too under this one. Pops it up into the netting behind home plate. 2 strikes on him. Only 1 out. He might try to bunt again, or he may swing away. We'll see. Looked like the motion was for him to swing away from third base side. The pitch. Connects on it. Over toward the shortstop, Gustafson. Flip over to first is not in time. Good hustle by Esparza. Both runners are safe on the infield single. Richards goes to second, Esparza to first on the 4th consecutive base hit by Eastmont. The way he hit that ball, that was going to be tough to get 2 outs. Gustafson opted to go to first to try and get that out, but the speed of Esparza pays off. Logan Schneider digs in, struck out looking to open up the second. That's on the right side. 2 on, 1 out, tie ball game here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Burns will step off. He's slowing things down a little bit. He was working pretty quickly, and for the 2nd time this inning, he will convene with Hussey on the rubber. Inning began with Klinkenberg popping out to center. Kuski singled, stole second, and scored on a double by Popoff to deep left field. Richards singled to shallow right. That scored Popoff. Dylan Esparza continued the inning a moment ago with a single. The infield back on the left side. A ball hit over towards short. Tough play in the hole, and he beat the throw to first. 1st and 2nd, 1 out, and a tie game. First pitch, a breaking ball, misses. 1-0 the count. Derenhoff sends the signals out to both base runners. Richards at second, Esparza at first. Pitch to Schneider. That also misses. 2 balls, no strikes to the right-handed hitting catcher. Great opportunity to give Eastmont its first lead of the day. They gave up 3 runs in the first, got 1 last inning, 2 so far this frame. And Schneider takes another one low. It's 3-1. Just 1 out in the inning, but a ground ball might end it. Big pitch coming from Burns. He deals. That's low. Beg your pardon. Now it's 3-1. All 4 of Eastmont's hits have come in this inning. 2 runs across thus far. Richards and Esparza take their leads off of 2nd and 1st, respectively. Gavin Burns comes home. That's in there for a strike. Payoff pitch will come in just a moment. Big moment in this ball game. Only 1 out, but if Schneider can connect, he might be able to play multiple. The pitch, swing and a miss. Low and in the zone, chases at it, took a big step forward. Was a little bit ahead of it, was looking fastball, you could tell, but swings and misses and goes down for out number 2. 2nd strikeout of the day for Schneider in as many at-bats. 4th of the ball game for Gavin Burns. And now Michael Singleton bats with 2 on and 2 out. First pitch to him, connected, slow roller over towards short. Gustafson steps on second and gets the out to retire the side. 4 hits lead to 2 runs in the inning, and we're all tied up after 3 innings. 3-all as we go to the 4th, and we'll be right back after these messages on the NCWLIFE channel.
Spring brings new beginnings, new growth, and new hope. At Pat Armstrong Ford, we work hard to make sure you find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and season. Spring means more time outside, spending quality time with friends and family, enjoying everything the new season brings. Whatever you want to do out there, we've got the vehicle to get it done.
Get your spring started right in a new Ford or Lincoln at Pat Armstrong Ford, where we are community strong.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
So pitching change after 3 innings on the mound. Cade Kuski's day is finished. Joe Murphy will come into the game. Kuski will head right out to Murphy's position of right field. 3 innings for Kuski, 3 runs allowed, all of them earned. Also allowed 4 hits, walked just 1 batter, struck out 5 in those 3 innings. Now Murphy, the left-handed pitcher, will come on in relief then. So 2 different outfielders compared to the start of this game now for Eastmont. Rule originally was in center. Esparza is now out there. Kuski is now in right field in place of Murphy, who is on the mound in place of Kuski. Eastmont got its first hits of the ball game last inning. Kuski got it started with a 1-out single, stole second, scored on a double by Popoff. Richards singled in Popoff. Esparza singled for the final hit of the inning. The next 2 batters, Schneider and Singleton, were retired in order to end the frame, but 2 runs came across to tie it up. 3-3 our score as we go now into the top of the 4th inning. 6, 7, 8 due up for Ephrata. Bo DeShaney up. And the first pitch of the game from Murphy. Showing bunt, but taking outside for a ball is DeShaney. Murphy, one of 8 seniors being recognized by Eastmont today. The 1-0, big cut and a miss. Austin Popoff, Elijah Smiley, Dylan Esparza, Hunter Rule, Joe Murphy, as I mentioned, who's on the mound, Hunter Welsh, Carter Bird, and Lucas Banning. The 1-1, a little bit high. Now, assuming all of the returning players would come back next year for Eastmont, they'll have 6 returners. 8 seniors leaving, though. 2-1. That's also high. It's 3-1. Talked about it briefly earlier. I'll get back into it. The run differential difference for the 2 teams. Ephrata has a run differential of 68 entering today's game at 86 runs scored to 18 given up. Eastmont 27. And there's ball 4. And DeShaney will reach base to start off this 4th inning. For Eastmont, that 27 run differential comes from 67 runs scored and 40 given up. They've shut out 2 of their last 3 opponents entering today. They haven't really had many blowout victories. The 10-0 win in game number 2 against Chelan this past Saturday was their largest margin of victory this season. Defeated Wenatchee by 6 back on April 20th, scoring 16 runs that day. Swing and a miss, meanwhile. Carson Davis at the plate. Eastmont, they've scored some runs, they've given some up, as lately they've been doing a much better job. Only 7 runs allowed over their last 4 entering today. Just 3 runs allowed so far through this one. Murphy checks the runner over at first. Couple times. Now comes home showing bunt, taking a strike. Runner takes off. Throw is a little bit high. Nice attempt, though, by Popoff on the tag. High throw, did the windmill motion to bring it down and nearly got him. DeShaney is safe with a stolen base, though. Actually, they're going to call batter interference, it looks like. So scratch that. Not a stolen base for DeShaney. So batter interference by Carson Davis retires him. And there's one away. Runner goes back to first. So not a stolen base then for DeShaney. And that'll bring up Jamin Frois. Grounded out to short to lead off the second inning. Bats with 1 out, 1 on here now in the top of the fourth. Swing and a miss. Runner again tries to steal. Throw is high. Nice chop by Popoff to keep it in the infield, but it is a stolen base this time for DeShaney. And that's a case where I'm a little surprised Eastmont didn't throw over. They knew that DeShaney wanted to run. He's a center fielder, so he's certainly fleet of foot. I thought maybe they'd do at least a check on him, make him dive back to first. And look at that lead he's got right now. Huge lead off of second base right now. He's in scoring position. The 0-1. That misses for a ball. I mean, that's a tremendous lead by DeShaney at second base. We'll see if he does the same this time. Still pretty large. Murphy has his sign, now looks at him. One check, a second one. DeShaney back and forth, stays put. This one swing and a miss. On one hand, you understand Murphy's just solely focusing on the batter, but a tie ball game midway through, you have to have some concern with that runner, but you don't see a ton of throws back to second at the high school level. A little bit less of a lead this time. Murphy looks just once. The pitch. That's a bit low. If there is anything in the dirt, though, DeShaney is going to be off here. Jamin Frois at the plate. Action in the bullpen once again for Eastmont. Hunter Welsh is tossing. Not in the field at all, so he's able to get some pitches in. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and there's 2 away. First strikeout of the day for Joe Murphy. Final line on Cade Kuski. 3 runs allowed, all earned on 4 hits, 3 innings pitched, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. So nice work for him. He's able to get 9 outs before exiting. First offering misses, meanwhile, to James Crouchshine, the second baseman. He struck out in his first plate appearance. Kuski did work a 1-2-3 second inning. 3 runs in the first inning, all with 2 outs. 1 base hit allowed in the third inning. 2 extra base hits and 2 singles. That catches the inner edge. 2 outs in the frame, and Murphy trying to end the inning here. Leadoff hitter DeShaney reached on a walk and stole second. Been threatening to go for more off of second base, but he stayed put. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Top of the order if the inning continues. Winston Roberts on deck, only left-handed hitter in the starting lineup. Southpaw Murphy with the 0-2 offering, way outside. Welch has stopped throwing on the third base side for Eastmont. No action in the bullpen for Ephrata, so the bottom of the fourth inning is all for Burns. Really hit only his first hiccup of the ball game in the bottom of the third. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Back-to-back punch-outs to get out of the threat as Murphy comes on and tosses a scoreless fourth inning. Eastmont Eastmont and Ephrata tied up 3-3 as we go to the bottom of the fourth in a moment. You're watching the NCWLIFE Channel.
Wenatchee Power Sports not only has a new owner, but an all-new attitude to match. Speaking of attitude, check out the 2021 models arriving now. Polaris snowmobiles, ATVs and side-by-sides. Yamaha motorcycles, watercraft ATVs and side-by-sides. KTM motorcycles and the latest edition Beta high-performance motorcycles. Coming this fall, a huge demo event featuring the latest and hottest off-road machines. It's all at the retuned Wenatchee Power Sports, where maximum performance is a way of life. 3031 GS Center Road in North Wenatchee, open Tuesday through Saturday.
I had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. It felt like I never even had a say. But then you came along.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Strike one on the first pitch to Joe Murphy, the now pitcher on the rubber. Started this game in right field. Connects on this ball, meanwhile. Lofts it out toward left field, and it drops in for a base hit. Murphy with a leadoff single. Did toss a scoreless top of the fourth inning. Cade Kuski of the first 3 innings. He's now in right field in place of Murphy. That'll now bring up Luke Gale. Struck out to end the second inning. As I mentioned before, really important at bat. Similar situation where Murphy was over at first base. Gale was at the plate. And the first pitch, Gale shows bunt, puts it down, running down the line. Burns will field, flip to first, and get him. But the sacrifice bunt moves Murphy into scoring position, and there's now 1 out here in the 4th. But that situation back in the second inning, Gale down in the count, 0-2, fouled back-to-back pitches off to extend it. Murphy had not been running, but decided to take off during the first pitch, before the 5th pitch, actually. Gavin Burns threw over to first and threw it over the head of the first baseman, Hendrick. Murphy would be able to score all the way from first base as a result. Burns steps off before facing Sam Klinkenberg. Popped out to center field his first time up. 2 weeks ago today in a game against Wenatchee, Klinkenberg drove in 1 run, drew 2 walks that day, also scored 2 runs in a 1-for-3 performance against Wenatchee. You take strike 1. After Klinkenberg, Kuski's on deck. 1 out in the inning, 1 on. Murphy, after the leadoff single, was sacrificed over. And this one fouled away over the stands behind home plate. To the count. 1 out. Burns looking for a strikeout. This ball is hit over to the third base side, past the glove of Gustafson. Murphy gets the wave around third. The throw, partially cut off, is going to allow him to score. It was muffed off of the glove of Gustafson. And on the throw, advancing to second is Klinkenberg. Picks up the RBI single, and Eastmont has its first lead of the day as they now lead 4-3. RBI single by Sam Klinkenberg scores Joe Murphy. 4-3 Wildcats here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 6th hit of the day for Eastmont. All 6 of them have come in the last 2 innings. Burns might be fatiguing a little bit. There is action in the right field pen. Showing bunt, taking a strike. Cade Kuski. Singled and scored an inning ago. Also stole second base. Klinkenberg takes his lead off of second. There's the 0-1 from Burns. Breaking ball is in there for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. So Ephrata certainly thinks that Klinkenberg's going to be in motion here. Third baseman Anson Gustafson keeps going back over toward the bag after each pitch. Low and away. For what it's worth, and Klinkenberg is trying to look like he's going to move around a lot. One-two offering coming. Here it is. Swung on and hit into center field, a base hit. Klinkenberg's going to get the wave around third. Throw comes in. Cutoff man fires home and retires. Klinkenberg didn't get a great turnaround third. He is gunned down at the plate. Throw was cut off by Burns a couple steps away from home, and he fired over to Hussey for the putout. So it's a single for Kuski. Klinkenberg is retired at the plate. It goes 8-1-2 on the putout. And there's 2 away. So what would have been an RBI single for Kuski is instead just a single. 2 outs the inning. Top of the order, Popoff is up. Doubled and scored last inning. Drove in a run as well. Kuski takes a slight lead. Popoff takes 1. Klinkenberg didn't have a huge lead. Got a wide, slow turnaround third base. And that really held him up. Also, give credit to DeShaney in center field, not only getting to that ball quickly, but firing it in pretty fast. As this ball will go to the backstop, the wild pitch is going to move Kuski into scoring position here with 2 outs in the 4th. Eastmont already with a 4-3 lead, looking to add to that. First wild pitch of the game for either team. One ball, one strike. So a similar situation as was a moment ago for Kuski as he singled with a runner at second, but it was not enough to score him. Time called. And the 3rd time in the last 2 innings, Hussey will head out to the mound to chat with Burns. Infield stays put. Cooper Richards on deck should the inning continue. Austin Popoff 1 for 2 today. That double last inning also struck out swinging in the 1st. One ball, one strike. This pitch is inside and low. A 2-ball, 1 strike count with 2 outs. 7 hits in the game for the Wildcats. As I mentioned, all of them have come in the last 2 frames. Meanwhile, 3 hits for Ephrata. Beg your pardon, should be 4 overall. This ball goes to the backstop again and moves the runner over toward third base. So another wild pitch puts Kuski 90 feet away from scoring. Popoff just needs to get this one to find grass in the outfield or maybe beat one out that stays on the infield. Connects on this one, and it will find some grass in right to give Eastmont another run. It's 5-3 on the RBI single by Austin Popoff, his 2nd ribby of the game. And it is a 5-3 lead for the Wildcats. Kuski comes in to score, and the inning continues. So Eastmont strikes with 2 outs here. And Cooper Richards looks to add to the inning. Tries to put down a drag bunt. It's good. It hit a lip of grass and bounced over the line. You know, if there isn't such a noticeable difference between the grass and the infield, that probably stays on the active field of play instead of going into foul territory. But the drag bunt doesn't go, and he'll make the trot back toward home plate. Richards is 1 for 2, an RBI single an inning ago. Grounded out to first for the 2nd out of the 1st inning. 0-1 connects on this and hits a base hit into right field. Popoff is held at second. Make that 4 consecutive hits, 5 in the inning now. As Eastmont puts runners at first and second. The back-to-back hits with 2 outs here. It'll be a quick trip out to the mound to chat with Burns. Infield is in. And it looks like they want to keep him in. There is action in the bullpen, unless it's a different conversation. I think Burns was ready to give up the ball. He's still holding on to it, still chatting about his fate. Right-hander loosening down the line on the right field side. It's only one of 2 options for who that could be, as Burns will stay in the game. It would either be Cody Black or Jamin Frois, the only 2 available players who aren't in the field. The other one's doing the catching, meanwhile. So Burns stays in the game. Hussey remains out there to chat with him, get a couple more words in. And Dylan Esparza digs in. 1 for 1 with a single an inning ago. Bats from the right side with runners at first and second, 2 outs, but 4 consecutive hits, all singles for Eastmont. All 5 of their hits in this inning have been singles. Big cut and a miss on the fastball. Esparza a little bit late on it. Last inning, Eastmont collected 4 hits in the frame, 3 of which were singles, the other an RBI double by Austin Popoff. Burns checks second a couple times, comes home. Late swing, Esparza is able to get a piece of it, fouls it off. No action in the bullpen for Eastmont. Saw Hunter Welsh tossing a little bit earlier. Esparza down on the count, 0-2, trying to prolong the inning and the at-bat. From second, takes off. It's Popoff, but this one fouled away, so he'll head back to second base. Popoff was in motion, but Richards at first base was not. I would imagine it'd be something similar here with 2 outs and 2 strikes on the batter. Another 0-2 to Esparza outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got to give him credit for battling here. Elijah Smiley has stepped into the on-deck circle. He would bat in place of Schneider. 1-2, pop foul. Smiley is one of the 8 seniors today, so you had to figure he would see some action. Would require a new catcher in the ball game, though, for Eastmont. The 1-2. That's low. Skips behind Esparza. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 2 on here on the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 runs across so far for Eastmont. They scored 2 an inning ago. Another one in the second for their first run of the ball game. All 9 hits coming in the last 2 innings. 2-2, runners take off. But they come back as that one misses for ball 3. Both men were in motion, but held things up a little bit and retreated to their respective bags. Popoff and Richards at second and first, respectively, on 2-out singles. Popoff single scored a run. Richards continued the inning. Payoff pitch coming from Gavin Burns. Runners in motion, swing and a miss for strike 3. And the sign is retired. 2 more runs come across on 5 hits for Eastmont as they have taken their first lead of the day, and they now lead 5-3 as we go to the 5th after these messages here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
During the Les Schwab Spring Tire Sale, save up to $200 when you bundle select tires, wheels, and brakes. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
At Earthwise Pet, we take an all-natural approach to wellness and nutrition. Our professional certified groomers were trained by the best in the Pacific Northwest. Our staff here at Earthwise Pet are all certified in pet nutrition. We are here to help you select the perfect food, supplement, and anything else you may need to make sure your pet is living its best and most healthy life. Earthwise Pet, Nutrition Center and Wellness Spa. Online or in the store, we are here for you.
Defensive change for Eastmont as we begin the 5th inning of play. Elijah Smiley has come into the ball game and replaced Logan Schneider behind the plate. Smiley, one of the seniors today, so you assume it's just him getting into the ball game. Hopefully no injury for Schneider. Joe Murphy on for his 2nd inning of work. Struck out 2 of the 4 batters that he faced in the 4th inning. Walked 1 batter. Batter would also steal a base, but was left in scoring position. Top of the order with Winston Roberts leading things off for Ephrata. 5-3 ball games. One is low and in the dirt. Ephrata jumped out and took a 3-0 lead on a 3-run bomb by Brock Hussey in the 1st inning. The Wildcats scratched a run across in the bottom of the 2nd, thanks to a couple errors. They didn't get any hits in the frame, but they've gone all 9 of their hits in the last 2 innings. It's 2-0 though now to Roberts. 0 for 2 with a flyout to center and a ground out to short in the 1st and 2nd innings respectively. Eastmont pitchers have struck out 7 batters today. Murphy with 2 of them. He's going to need a lot here to get this one. Kuski started, went 3, allowed 3 runs on 4 hits. Walked 1 and struck out 5. Pitch from Murphy. Swung on, lofted into left field for a base hit. Richards gobbles up, fires it in, and it's a leadoff single for Winston Roberts, his first hit of the day and his 3rd plate appearance of the afternoon. And now Ethan Gustafson, the shortstop, will step up. He has struck out in both of his at-bats today, both times swinging. Of the strikeouts garnered by Eastmont pitchers today, Gavin Burns is the only one to go down looking. And that was the final strikeout of the day for Kuski. Murphy comes set and fires. First pitch swinging. This ball lofted out to left center field, and this one hits off of the fence out there. Ethan Gustafson has extra bases. This will put runners at 2nd and 3rd as Roberts stands up and stays put at 3rd. Gustafson missing a home run by just a couple feet. Darren Hoff's going to head out to the mound for a quick chat with Murphy. Murphy didn't allow any base hits last inning, but has allowed 2 against as many batters this inning. He's the pitcher of record as it stands right now for Eastmont, and it looks like he is going to exit the ball game. Hunter Welsh was loosening earlier in the ball game, and he will head out to the mound now and replace Murphy. Looks like he is going to probably come back into the game in some way, as Kuski's also heading to the dugout. He was in right field in place of Murphy. Murphy switches his gloves. And I think Kuski's going to stay in the dugout, so it looks like his day is finished. Hunter Welsh, one of the 8 seniors for Eastmont, will come on in place of Murphy. And as I mentioned, Murphy back to right field, it looks like. Kuski out of the ball game. Welch will get a couple pitches to warm up a little bit here. He began loosening in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Yeah, it is a clean switch. It's going to be Kuski's spot in the order replaced. Looks like, he'll be out of the ball game. Hunter Welsh in place of him. And again, Murphy back to right field, it looks like. So Gavin Burns stepping up to the plate after back-to-back base hits to open up the inning. Burns singled and scored in the 1st inning. That was a big single he got to prolong that inning. 2 batters later, Brock Hussey with a 3-run bomb to score him, and Hendrick, who came after Burns with another single. Burns did strike out looking, though, in the 3rd inning for the final strikeout of the day for Kuski, as I mentioned. 2nd out of that inning, and Ephrata would not get anything in that frame. They haven't had anything going since the 1st. Just 1 hit since that inning. Going to see if they can change things up a little bit here now. So Welsh still loosening up. He'll face Burns, Hendrick, and Hussey all due up. They have 4 of the 6 hits on the day. I've got 6 in my scorebook here. I'm seeing 5 on the scoreboard itself, though. Runners at 2nd and 3rd for Ephrata. Gustafson at 2nd after the double. Roberts with a single is all the way over at 3rd base now. Hendrick on deck is a real dangerous hitter as well for Ephrata. I mentioned that single he had in the 1st inning. Also doubled with 2 outs in the 3rd. Before this inning, Ephrata had not collected any base hits before there were 2 outs in an inning. First 4 of the ballgame also coming that way. But they've got runners at 2nd and 3rd, no outs, and Gavin Burns stepping up to the plate now. So Kuski tossed the first 3 innings. Murphy tosses an inning plus. First pitch misses, meanwhile, to Burns. Murphy, no runs allowed yet, but it did allow 2 base hits, walked a batter, struck out 2. We'll wait to see on those runs if they come across. 1-0 the count to Gavin Burns. Breaking ball just misses. Hunter Welsh, the first right-handed pitcher of the ball game on. And he misses again. It's 3-0. Pitch away from loading up the bases here. See if Burns gets the green light here. 1 for 2 on the day, and he takes way outside for ball 4. A single, a double, and now a walk have loaded up the bases for Ephrata. Kyle Hendrick. A single and a double and a run scored. Digs in now with a chance to potentially tie or give Ephrata the lead here. You would think a single scores 2. Funky delivery there from Hunter Welsh, and it misses. He's thrown 5 straight balls to open up his effort in this ball game. Third baseman Singleton is even with the bag at third, as is the first baseman Klinkenberg. He's actually a couple steps in front of it. Another sidearm delivery, and that's in there for a strike. It's 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to count. Another sidearm, off speed, misses. So Welsh changing up his delivery in this at-bat. Infield at double play depth. The 2-1. Balk called. That's going to score a run before the pitcher's delivered. Looked like the balk is ruled, so everyone moves up 90 feet. Pitch doesn't count. It's still 2-1. But the run is in, and that makes it a 5-4 ball game. Roberts scores from third. Gustafson goes to third. And Burns advances to second. And this one plunks Kyle Hendrick. So that reloads the bases. That might be the end of the day for Hunter Welsh. Time called by Darren Hoff. He is going to go and bring in, looks like Dylan Esparza as he points out to center field. So Esparza likely to come to the mound, it looks like, unless it's a call for him to switch positions otherwise. Welsh is going to run out toward center field. Now he's going to go to left field, it looks like. So Dylan Esparza now into pitch. Richards moves from left field to center field. Welsh faces 2 batters, walks 1, throws a balk, and hits the other one. 2 runners on base are his property right now. 1 against Murphy that he allowed to reach has come in to score. The other one, Gustafson, is over at third base right now. So Dylan Esparza on in place of Welsh, who, as I mentioned, moves out toward left field. Welsh in left. Richards in center. Murphy remains in right field. So the only starting left fielder who has not left the outfield at any point is Richards, though he has changed positions. Murphy began in right field, left to come onto the mound, then went back to right field. Kuski was on the mound, replaced him there. Now he's out of the ball game. So Eastmont has used up everyone on its bench. They mentioned before the game, Darren Hoff did, that this was an all-hands-on-deck situation on the rubber today. Lucas Banning was not available for use, so they can't put him into the ball game. Murphy did toss a scoreless 4th inning before giving up so far 1 run on 2 hits this inning. I mentioned Gustafson over at third base is his property. Burns at second, Hendrick at first are on base courtesy of Welsh, who did not get any outs. No hits allowed either, but walked a batter, hit one as well. No strikeouts. Brock Hussey up to the plate, 5th hitter of the inning. He's 1 for 2 with a 3-run homer in the first inning. First pitch to him is pop foul. Might be playable. No, it's not. It's going to make its way into foul territory just behind home plate. So in this inning, as I mentioned, Eastmont emptying its bench. Elijah Smiley came on as a defensive replacement. He's catching now in place of Logan Schneider. Sparza was already in the game. He started this game on the bench. Now he's on the rubber. Was in center field for a bit. This one is popped up foul. Third base side also out of play. And Hunter Welsh came on to pitch for a couple batters, fresh off the bench. He's now in left field. So lots of changes right now in this one for Eastmont. As this one misses away. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. No outs, 1 run across here in the top of the 5th inning. It's been an exciting ball game so far between Eastmont and Ephrata. Completely different story from a week ago today. And this one lofted out toward left in front of Welsh. 1 run is in. Burns will be held up at third. Gustafson scores, and we've got a tie ball game. Brock Hussey delivers with his 4th RBI of the day. And Ephrata has tied it up 5-all. Gustafson scores. Book is closed on Murphy. He allows 2 runs, both earned on 2 hits, walks 1, strikes out 2, an inning plus. Could not get any outs, though, in his 2nd inning of work. Base is still loaded. Hussey at first, Hendrick at second, Burns at third base, and that will give Ephrata the lead. Esparza plunks Bo DeShaney on the back. A painful RBI hit by pitch gives Ephrata the lead once more. As Burns will come in to score and everyone else moves up 90 feet. Hendrick to third, Hussey to second, and DeShaney onto the base paths for the 3rd time in as many plate appearances. He has no official at-bats today, does DeShaney. Walked in the 1st, walked in the 4th, and now hit by a pitch a moment ago. Meanwhile, the first pitch of the next at-bat lofted out toward left field. That is trouble. 1 hops off of the wall. 1 run is in Hendrick. Hussey right behind him. He'll come in to score, and it's going to be an RBI double for Carson Davis to plate 2 more runs. 7th hitter of the inning has added 2 runs onto the lead. Hussey and Hendrick score, and that makes it now a 8-5 ball game. 5 runs have come across this frame. That'll close the book on Welsh, who now gave up 2 runs to the only batters he faced. This one just barely fouled away. Carson Davis with a 2 RBI double. He's at second. Bo DeShaney at third. Jamin Frois at the plate. 0-1 the count to him. Esparza has allowed 1 run to come across on his line. He's faced 3 batters thus far. Gets a swing and a miss there. Frois, the 8th hitter of the inning. There are still no outs. 7 have batted, 7 have reached so far. Trying to get that first out here. The 0-2, that's low. Ephrata had been held off the scoreboard for 3 straight innings prior to this top of the 5th inning. They put up a 5 spot so far, and they're looking for more. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Esparza gets Frois to chase one down low, and he strikes out for the 2nd time in as many innings. 1 away as James Crouchshine steps up. Winston Roberts on deck. He'd be the 10th hitter of the inning. First one is hit into center field. That'll score at least 1. DeShaney scores. Davis coming toward the plate. He will score as well. 2 more runs across. A 2 RBI single by James Crouchshine. As Ephrata bats around, they may not be done just yet. 7 runs across so far. Esparza just got the first out of the inning a moment ago, then surrenders the 2 RBI single to Crouchshine. Now we go to the top of the order again. Winston Roberts up with a runner over at first base. Five hits on the inning thus far. Hit by pitch And a walk also helping out Ephrata. This one hit over toward Popoff at short. Flips to second for one. The throw to first is late. So on the fielder's choice, Crouchshot is retired at second, but Roberts able to hustle down the line to first. Two outs in the frame as Ethan Gustafson digs in. Sparza just trying to get that final out. Kind of taking one for the team here. We'll see if he'll come out for the 6th inning as well. Runner takes off. Pitch is misses for a ball. It's going to be a stolen base, it looks like. Sparza went with off speed, but was not able to get the ball over the plate quick enough for it to be fired over towards second. So stolen base, meanwhile, for Winston Roberts. So he moves into scoring position with 2 outs. This pitch misses low and away. Might have actually called that first one a balk off. I mean, a balk as he didn't quite step off. So it looks like that is a balk. He's count 1-0 now. And the way Esparza delivers, I'm not surprised that was the case. This one misses low. 2-0 the count. 10 runs on 7 hits for Ephrata, 5 runs on 9 hits for Eastmont. 2 errors committed by the Tigers, none by the Wildcats. 7 runs across so far here in the 5th. 2-0, popped up, left field. In comes Welch, loses the hat, and gloves it for the final out. 11 men come to the plate, 7 runs come across. As Ephrata was down by 2, now leads by 5 runs. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning in a moment. Stay tuned with us after these messages here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 7th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tabor.
I'm Mike. And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the doghouse.
Are you in the doghouse?
Building. It's in our blood. Building something out of nothing. It takes heart, grit, and hard work. At One Way Construction, our crew is our family. With decades of contracting experience and our in-house design team, we bring a unique perspective to building. We know that if we work together, we are capable of reaching heights that are impossible to reach alone. The possibilities are endless.
First pitch of the bottom of the 5th inning is hit over towards short. High throw to first, but a nice job by Hendrick. Able to field that toss from Gustafson. And on the first pitch, Elijah Smiley is retired. He came into this game in the top of the inning. Came on as a defensive replacement for Logan Schneider. And he gets a ground out on his first at-bat of the day. Ground out goes 6-3 on the putout. That brings up Michael Singleton. He takes strike 1. So Gavin Burns all of a sudden pitching with the lead. It was 5-3 after 4 innings. Eastmont with the lead. Ephrata battled at the plate, scoring 7 runs, have a 10-5 lead right now. For Ephrata, this is the first time they've scored 10 runs since April 23rd. They scored 19 in game number 2 against Cascade, 13 in the game before that of the doubleheader. In fact, 4 of their first 6 games of the season, they scored double-digit runs in them. 2-2 now. The pitch. That's in there for called. Strike 3. Singleton goes down looking. He is 0 for 3 today. That'll bring up Joe Murphy to the plate. 2 outs, no one on for Eastmont. As Gavin Burns deals, there's strike 1. Pitching with a little confidence, you can just tell. He's really been in a tough part of this ball game, giving up 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 more in the fourth. See, misses inside, 2-2. I mean, 1-1, beg your pardon. He looked like he was really laboring a bit last inning, but he got through it. His team battled for him to give him the lead, and now he's back out there. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Joe Murphy. Kick and the pitch. Lofted out towards center, ranging in just a little bit, making the grab is DeShaney. And that will do it for Eastmont here in the 5th inning. 3 up, 3 down. As Ephrata leads 10-5 as we go into the 6th inning of play after these messages here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling 5+ years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
On to the top of the 6th inning. It's 10-5 with Ephrata leading Eastmont. Dylan Esparza comes out for another inning of work. Got the final 3 outs last inning. But along the way, 7 runs came across, and of those 7, 3 of them charged against him. So he allowed 3 consecutive batters to reach base before he got an out. Gave up a 2 RBI single. And got Winston Roberts into a fielder's choice and Ethan Gustafson to pop out to end the inning. And Gavin Burns, the pitcher, will start things off. Batting third, he has reached base twice with a single and a walk. Action in the bullpen again down the right field line. Said before, it can only be only 2 players on the bench available. However, you've got the full defensive alignment in the dugout right now if you need one of them to get some tossing in before they head back out. Burns takes ball 1 meanwhile. Esparza in that top of the 5th inning allowed 3 base hits, hit a batter, and so far allowed 3 runs. 1. Ten runs on 7 hits, 2 errors for Freitas. This one's also a strike. 5 runs, 9 hits, meanwhile, for Eastmont. The 1-2, that's a little bit high. Two coming from Esparza. Burns reaches out and singles into center field. Maybe not quite the pitch he wanted, but he took advantage of that and hit it up the middle for a base hit. As he starts off the 6th inning with the single. That'll bring up Kyle Hendrick. Hit by a pitch and scored last inning. Singled in the 1st and scored as well, and then doubled in the 3rd inning. He and Bo DeShaney are the only batters today who have reached in all 3 of their plate appearances for Ephrata. Takes outside for ball 1. Burns, Hendrick, and Hussey have really been the ones to do a lot of the damage here today. Before the 1-0, Esparza tosses to first. Burns back standing. Hussey on deck has 4 RBIs today. The 1-0 from Esparza. Big cut and a miss. Ball got away to the backstop. It's 1-1. So Esparza again coming on to pitch. Before that was in center field. 1 for 2 so far today. This one fouled away. Smiley gives it a look, but it goes out of play. Eastmont has emptied its bench. Ephrata has just 1 player still available. That's Cody Black. Hendrick at the plate, looking to reach base for a 4th time, but he's down on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 plunks him, so he'll head to first base to put 2 on here in the 6th inning. And that brings up Brock Hussey to the plate. 2nd straight inning in which Hendrick was hit by a pitch. That'll bring Darren Hoff out of the dugout, and he's going to take the ball from Esparza. Klinkenberg heading in as well. Out of the dugout, Singleton comes out. Singleton's going to pitch. Esparza looks like he's heading back to center field. And also running in, Richards. So we'll see where he goes. Esparza's back in center, it appears. Singleton heads on to the rubber. Richards is going to switch out. He and Klinkenberg both out of the dugout after switching gloves. They're both on the infield. I assume it looks like Klinkenberg's over at 3rd, Richards at 1st. Singleton coming over to pitch. So no one really leaving the ballgame. Esparza back into center field. Eastmont has used 3 different center fielders today. Esparza, 2 different stints out there. Rule and Richards as well. So Esparza back out to that position. Like I said, it seems like Richards is going over to first. Klinkenberg switching from first to third base, since they both switched up their gloves. Klinkenberg would have no need to switch if he was just staying on the other side of the diamond. So the only players to not exit this ball game or switch their positions at all for Eastmont are Luke Gale, the second baseman, and Austin Popoff, the shortstop. Everyone else has either left or changed positions at least once, or come into the ball game at some point. 10-5 our score, pitching change. Now Singleton on to the rubber. He has played 3rd and pitched. Facing his first batter of the evening, it's going to be Brock Hussey. Inside for ball 1. Set up before Hussey with 4 runs driven in today. A 3-run homer back in the 1st inning. Popped out to second base in the 3rd. RBI single an inning ago. 3rd batter of the inning. And he's hit by a pitch. Back-to-back batters plunked by different pitchers have loaded up the bases for Ephrata here in the top of the 6th inning. No runs across yet, but no outs and the sacks loaded as Bo DeShaney steps in. Along with Hendrick, who's now at second. He's the only batter to have reached base in all of his plate appearances so far. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Did pick up an RBI on that hit by pitch an inning ago because the bases were loaded. He takes ball 1. Infield wants a double play. Might have even heard it from head coach Jason Logan of Ephrata. He said, keep it out of the infield. But it's hit right over to Gale. To Popoff for 1. No play at first. They get the force there. Burns comes in to score, and that makes it an 11-5 ball game. Fielder's choice goes 4-6 on the putout. DeShaney reaches first. Hussey retired Hendrick to third after Burns comes in to score. So one away, 11-5. Now Ephrata with the lead. Eastmont's going to need a heck of a rally in the bottom of the 6th and then maybe in the bottom of the 7th. Runner takes off of first. Singleton looks over at him, runs toward him, still holding onto the ball. Now hesitates, fires home. Did he get it there in time? He did. So stolen base for DeShaney. But out at the plate, Hendrick trying to score on a double steal. 1-2 on the putout, 2 outs in the inning. DeShaney, the only runner on the base paths. Good job by Singleton to really settle himself down after chasing the runner. Frankly, I'm stunned Hendrick didn't start running home earlier. Once it was clear Singleton was going over toward the runner, he did the right thing. He ran toward the runner before making a decision. Didn't throw it to any of the bases. And then settled, fired home, and was able to retire Hendrick by a step or two. Carson Davis at the plate, runner at second, 2 outs. 1 run across so far. And 1 down low. So that closes the book on Dylan Esparza. Goes an inning plus. He's not able to retire anyone at the top of the inning. Pickoff moved back to second. Looks like they've got the runner in a rundown. DeShaney trying to go over toward third. Klinkenberg heading towards second base. Flips it over to Popoff, who applies the tag. And the putout retired on the base path. So Singleton is able to get both runners out on the base paths that he faced when he came on. 1 run came across before him. It's now 11-5. Ephrata with the lead. We'll be back in a moment here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
To achieve greatness once, it's not the end of the journey. It is only the beginning. Introducing the next all-electric super truck. The revolutionary GMC Hummer EV SUV. Reserve one now while they last.
Save Mart is the place to go if you are in the market for home furnishings. They have rows and rows of sofas, love seats, recliners, and chairs in a vast array of fabrics and colors. Name brands include Ashley, Best, and Stanton. With pictures, lamps, and tables to complement your new furniture, Save Mart is a one-stop shop. Save Mart offers 12-month special financing on approval of credit. Save Mart also offers free delivery, setup, and haul away in their service area. Serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 50 years. Located on North Wenatchee Avenue or visit online at savemart.net.
Another run comes across for Ephrata as they take an 11-5 lead into the bottom of the 6th inning. Joel Norman with you here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Beautiful day for some baseball here on May the 4th. As Eastmont looks to rally a little bit here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They allowed 7 runs in the 5th. As I mentioned, another one in the top half. It's Luke Gale leading things off. 0 for 1, put down a sacrifice bunt in the 4th. Struck out in the 2nd inning. The 1-0. Catches the inside edge. Book closed on Dylan Esparza, who went an inning plus before Michael Singleton relieved him and wrapped up the top of the 6th inning. This one misses to make it 2-1. Esparza goes an inning plus, allows 4 runs, all earned, 3 hits, no walks, hit a batter, actually hit 2 batters, and struck out 1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Klinkenberg and Welch also due up. This one fouled away, keep the at-bat alive. Benched it in the top of the inning. Gale and Austin Popoff, the only 2 starters to have not exited this ball game or switched positions. Gale's at second base, Popoff at short. He'd be due up 4th should the inning get that far. Connects on this one, lofts it on the right field side, just barely into foul territory. Hendrick ranges back and makes the grab. And there's one away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 11-5 our score. Gavin Burns is still out there here in the 6th inning. First pitch is a strike to Sam Klinkenberg. Second one a little bit high and away. No action in the bullpen. With a 6-run lead, looks like Ephrata is going to give Burns a chance to get through the 6th inning and maybe even go the 7th. 2-1. Reminder of upcoming broadcasts here in a moment. This one is connected. Hit to center field. DeShaney is there, makes the grab, and there's 2 away. Broadcasts coming up here on the NCWLIFE Channel. This weekend, we'll have softball this Saturday. Wenatchee at Eastmont. Be live on our Facebook page at 11 a.m. and then on delay on TV. It'll start at 1 o'clock. After that, coming up on Tuesday, May 11th, Eastmont will be at Wenatchee. Boys soccer. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen will bring you that one. That's at 6:50 p.m. It'll be a live broadcast as well. And it looks like the pitching change is made. Just as I was saying, it looked like Burns had a chance to go the complete game. He's going to go into the field, it appears. Kyle Hendrick will move from first base to left field. Hendrick into the ball game. Roberts is shifting over to center, I believe. He was in left. And it looks like DeShaney's coming in to pitch from center field. So after getting the first and second outs of this 6th inning, pitching change being made. So Burns is going to have worked 5 2/3 innings. Allows 9 base hits. 5 runs to come across, though none in the last 2 innings. That's really important because it gave Ephrata enough time to rally back. And Bo DeShaney will be the second pitcher of the day then. Meanwhile, Eastmont has used 5 different pitchers. 2 of them have tossed less than an inning so far. Hunter Welsh did not get any outs in the 4th inning. Or 5th inning, beg your pardon. 2 other pitchers have had innings where they came on, did not get an out in that inning. That was Murphy in the 5th inning. Esparza did not get any outs in the 6th inning before being replaced. Although both of them before that did toss a full inning of work. So DeShaney on in relief of Burns. 9 hits allowed. All of them came in the 3rd and 4th innings. Eastmont has had nothing going offensively since then. Burns ends his day, having retired 6 in a row. He had runners at first and second in the 4th inning. Eastmont had scored 2 runs already, got a strikeout of Dylan Esparza to end the threat. And you look at that time, and at that point, you know, Eastmont's got a lot going their way. There was a 2-run lead for them. It was 5-3, but maybe it didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But Burns not having to face an 8th hitter in that inning was huge. Granted, you know, 1 more run gets across. Maybe it doesn't make a huge difference because either way, Ephrata scored 5 runs, or beg your pardon, 7 runs in the top of the 5th inning. But something to think about. So with 2 outs and no one on, Hunter Welsh steps in. He takes strike 1. First at-bat of the day for him. Cade Kuski singled twice and scored both times. Baltimore chop over to first. Burns actually makes not hit on the ground. My problem. It's popped up to first, and he makes the grab. Looked away for just a moment, and the side is retired. 3 pop-outs in the inning, 2 of them over to first, and it's a 1-2-3 frame. We go to the 7th inning. It's Ephrata 11, Eastmont 5, and we'll be back after these messages on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Wenatchee Power Sports not only has a new owner, but an all-new attitude to match. Speaking of attitude, check out the 2021 models arriving now. Polaris snowmobiles, ATVs and side-by-sides. Yamaha motorcycles, watercraft ATVs and side-by-sides. KTM motorcycles and the latest edition Beta high-performance motorcycles. Coming this fall, a huge demo event featuring the latest and hottest off-road machines. It's all at the retuned Wenatchee Power Sports, where maximum performance is a way of life. 3031 GS Center Road in North Wenatchee, open Tuesday through Saturday.
Your search for quality patio furniture with excellent customer service is over. Blue Lagoon is proud to offer only the finest outdoor furniture and accessories from some of the most renowned manufacturers in the industry. Our showroom showcases a large selection of in-stock furniture, fire pits, umbrellas, cushions, and outdoor accessories. Our in-house outdoor decor specialist is available to help you design and custom order the perfect furniture for your unique space.
Carson Davis, Jamin Frois, and James Crouchshine due up here in the top of the 7th inning. As it's Ephrata leading Eastmont by a score of 11-5. Joel Norman with you here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Michael Singleton will come back out. He got the final 2 outs of the 6th inning. Both of those came during as a result of the same hitter. Bo DeShaney hit into a fielder's choice and then was caught stealing. Stole second and then was caught stealing, I should say. So Davis steps up to the plate. 6-run lead, although Ephrata does have 1 less hit than Eastmont in this one, as he fouls this one away. Struck out. Retired via batter interference back in the 4th inning, and then doubled in a pair of runs in the 5th. That 5th inning looming large. 7 runs came across for Ephrata. And he is plunked by this pitch. And you look at that, that's now 5 hit by pitches in the last 2+ innings. No outs recorded, of course, in this inning so far, but 5 hit by pitches in that time. Of course, none of them intentional, but just a sign of how things have been a little tough for Eastmont the last few innings. And this is what kind of happens when it's all hands on deck for your pitching staff. Here's a slow roller, hit back to Singleton, fires to Popoff at second for 1, the throw to first in time for the 1-6-3 double play. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. And that'll bring up James Crouchshine with no one on and 2 away. Eastmont in the bottom of the 7th inning will have the top of the order. Austin Popoff, Cooper Richards, and Dylan Esparza due up. No one who can pinch hit either. So it's up to those 3 to get on base. Ball 1. After today, Eastmont will be on the road for a doubleheader at Moses Lake this coming weekend. And while Ephrata will have to go home after today's game, they'll be back in the Wenatchee Valley on Saturday, playing a doubleheader against Wenatchee. 2 balls and no strikes. Singleton comes set and fires. There's another ball. Three 3-0 the count. Crouchshine likely taking all the way. And he'll take strike 1. It's 3-1 now. Top of the order due up after him should the inning continue. Carson Davis was hit by a pitch early, and then Jamin Frois he hit into a double play. This one hit softly foul territory, long run over. Unable to be played by Richards, who started this game in left, went to center, now over at first base. 3-2 the count now. Pitch from Singleton, high for ball 4. He worked back to get the full count, but ends up walking Crouchshine. So Singleton has allowed 3 different batters to reach base. He hit Brock Hussey. Hussey was retired when Bo DeShaney hit into a fielder's choice. Then he hit Carson Davis this inning and has now walked James Crouchshine. in between those two this inning. Jamin Frois hit into a double play. So Crouchside takes his lead off of first. Winston Roberts up to the plate for the 5th time today here in the 7th. Swing and a miss. Big cut on his first offering. Pop throw to first is a little bit high. Back with a slide goes Crouchside. Smiley checking on him, but could not retire him. Richards leapt up to keep that in the infield. Eastmont looking for the force at first or second base here. Toss over to first. Once again, Crouchside back with a dive. Ethan Gustafson on deck should the inning continue. As there's a low strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Winston Roberts, the only batter in this lineup to hit from the left side. Also playing in left field this evening. Started in left field, I should say. Moved over to center last inning. As Bo DeShaney went from center field to the pitcher's mound. Roberts fouls this away. No balls and 2 strikes still. Not a lot of changes for Ephrata, thanks to Gavin Burns going 5 2/3, allowed 5 runs, 4 earned on 9 hits, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. A gutsy effort. The 0-2 smacked out toward right field. This could be extra bases. Rolling toward the fence on several hops. He's headed towards second. The throw comes in for Murphy. Still on his feet going toward third. Run is already in, and the ball gets away. An errant throw is going to bring in Winston Roberts on a Little League homer. A triple and a throwing error. As the ball went toward just past the Eastmont dugout, still on the field of play and still active in foul territory. The throwing error will score the run. And that now makes it a 13-5 ball game. 2 runs coming in to score. There's a strike meanwhile to Ethan Gustafson. So a triple and an error. As this one misses low, it's 1-1. 2 more runs across, both times scoring with 2 outs as well. It's been the story of the game for Ephrata. 2-out action. 1-1 misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, 2 across. Gustafson is the 5th hitter of the inning at the plate. 2-1 misses. It's 3-1. Gavin Burns, the pitcher who moved to first base, on deck should the inning continue. Three and 1. Singleton taking his time. The full windup, deals high for ball 4. Darren Hoff heading out toward the mound now, and this could prompt another pitching change. So it looks like Gale is going to come into pitch this time. That's going to be the case. Luke Gale goes from second base to the mound. Klinkenberg has moved over toward the second base position. Singleton's going to swap out his gloves. He'll go to third. Looked like Singleton was going to get through this frame, but had a little bit of trouble with 2 outs. Forced a double play ball, walked Crouchside. Gave up a triple and a throwing error, contributing to 2 more runs. And then Gustafson drawing a walk a moment ago as well. So Singleton does head back over to third base. Klinkenberg's been busy on the infield. He's played first, third, and now second base. And Luke Gale on to the mound now. Today's game on the NCWLIFE Channel has been brought to you by Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, home of the lifetime warranty. At Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, customer satisfaction is #1. Stop on by today. Also by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, great service with a personal touch. That's their commitment to you. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa provides a different kind of full-service care that gives their clients peace of mind. Visit their showroom today. And finally by Chelan Douglas Casa, court-appointed special advocates for children. So a few changes once again for Eastmont. For Singleton, runner at first is still on his line. He only allows one base hit. Walked one batter, did not strike anyone out. Plunked two batters with pitches. Gave up 2 runs, only one of which will be earned, though. So he was able to get a total of 4 outs in the ball game. So he goes an inning and a third, and we'll wait to see what happens with Gustafson over at first, as Gavin Burns will come up to face Luke Gale with 2 outs, 2 runs across so far, and a runner over at first base. Burns is the 6th batter of the inning for Ephrata. Smiley kicks and fires to the backstop on a wild pitch. Gustafson moves into scoring position. Hendricks on deck if the inning continues further. One-0 pitch coming in a moment. Check of second. This one lofted out toward deep right center field. Over and unable to make the play as Esparza gonna drop in for a base hit. Burns with an RBI double. 10th hit of the day for Ephrata. Plates another run. That closes the book on Singleton. So he allows 3 runs, 2 of which were earned. Gustafson scoring to make it now 13-5 with Ephrata holding the lead. First offering misses, meanwhile, to Kyle Hendrick. Great day for Gavin Burns. 3 for 4, 2 singles, a double, 3 runs scored, and a walk also drawn. The only time he was out was a strikeout. Now this one is hammered out toward left field. This ball is back, and this ball is gone off the hill. A 2-run homer by Kyle Hendrick. And Ephrata pours it on. They had 2 more. 5 runs have come across in the inning. They now lead 15-5. Second home run of the day hit by the Tigers. And if you're wondering, they're nearing their season high for runs scored. At this point now, with 2 more across, they're only 7 away. They scored 22 runs back on April 16th. So a little bit of work still to do, but the way they've been able to work late in this game, it's definitely not out of reach. That brings up Brock Cussy to the plate. He had both of his shin guards on. He was all set to go out in the field and catch. His team wasn't done offensively. All 5 runs in this inning have come across with 2 outs. Five runs across so far here in the top of the 7th inning. And this pitch in there for a strike. 3 runs scored in the first inning. 3-run homer by Hussey, who's at the plate right now. 7 came across in the 5th. 1 more in the 6th. This one is high. Five more this inning as well. This one barely hit up toward the mound, gobbled up, flipped over to first, and that retires the side. Big inning in the top of the 7th inning as 5 more runs come across, and it makes it should be 16-5 now as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning after these messages here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Hi, I'm Shauna Larson. I'm the designated broker here at Laura Mounter Real Estate. We are a locally owned firm, and we've worked hard to earn our reputation of always doing business the right way. Laura Mounter Real Estate is continually investing in the best technologies and highest quality marketing. For these reasons, our community has voted us the world's best real estate office for the past 5 years. If you have real estate needs, let a Laura Mounter Real Estate agent show you the difference.
(16-5) our score as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Eastmont needs 11 to tie, 12 for one of the more dramatic walk-offs you can imagine. It'll be Bo DeShaney still back out there. He got the final out of the 6th inning. Ephrata went to work and plated 5 more runs in the top of the frame. And now last calls here for the Eastmont Wildcats, unless they can really muster a comeback for the ages. In that top of the 7th inning, 5 runs came across, 3 hits, 1 error, and no one left on base. The big strike, a 2-run homer by Kyle Hendrick, beg your pardon, the 2nd home run of the game by the Ephrata Tigers. Top of the order for Eastmont as Austin Popoff leads things off. Unable to hold up his swing for strike 1. The ball went to the backstop there. That was interesting, talking about coming into this game how Ephrata had scored the bulk of its runs in 2 doubleheaders, so 4 games overall. Entering tonight, 70 of their 86 runs had come in those 4 games. And tonight is another behemoth of a double-digit run effort. Ball and 2 strikes to Popoff. DeShaney got a pop out to first to end the 6th inning, trying to retire Popoff with a strikeout. He fouls it away. Still 1-2. Ephrata at Wenatchee this Saturday for a doubleheader starting at 11. Eastmont is at Moses Lake for a doubleheader as well at 11. In the dirt, it evens it up, 2-2. Ephrata wraps up its season on May 15th at Chelan for a doubleheader at 11. Eastmont's season ends also on May 15th with a doubleheader at Brewster, also beginning at 11. It's fouled away. Popoff stays alive, still 2-2. So not the senior day that Eastmont had certainly hoped for. Put together some impressive runs in the 3rd and 4th inning, really rallying back to tie and then take the lead. But the second half of this ball game has been all Ephrata as Popoff singles up the middle. Might be his final at-bat here at Dan White Fields. He singles it. First hit for Eastmont since the 4th inning. Prior to that, 7 consecutive batters have been retired by Burns and DeShaney. Now Cooper Richards digs in. Started in left, went to center, now over at first base. Checks his swing, takes ball 1, beg your pardon. A reminder, our next broadcast will be this Saturday, as I mentioned. It's Wenatchee at Eastmont softball. Begins at 11 a.m. on our Facebook page. This ball is hit hard over the first base side, nearly hit Popoff, and if it had, then he would be out. But it's a single to put runners at first and second base now. That brings up Dylan Esparza now. So Eastmont not going down quietly. They put 2 aboard to start off this bottom of the 7th inning. They trail by 11. So in a way, the tying run is on first base right now, but he's got to get back on base another time. So not necessarily the tying runner, should we get to that point, but well, of course Eastmont's got to bat around to get there. Esparza shows bunt. And bunts it foul. The 0-1, DeShaney facing his 4th batter of the game here. Not quite a safe situation for him, but looking to wrap up this game nonetheless. When he entered this ball game, it was an 11-5 lead for Ephrata. Fires a wild pitch to the backstop. Both runners will move up 90 feet. So Richards into scoring position at second and Popoff to third. Esparza with a single could probably score both of them. 1-1 count. DeShaney kicks and fires, and he misses outside to make it 2-1. Elijah Smiley on deck. He came on in the 5th inning. 2-1. Esparza, fly ball, first base side, Burns, and 2 others convening on it. Crouchshine got a glove on it, but could not hang on to it as it lands in fair territory. Drops in and allows Popoff to score. They'll call it, it looks like a base hit. On the official scoring there, I believe, no, they'll rule that an error, looks like, so that will score the run. Error on Crouchshine, scores Popoff. Richards kept on running, credit to him. He stays over third. No RBI for Esparza as he reaches first. First run scored by Eastmont since the 4th inning. 16-6 now our score. Still no outs in the inning. Bo DeShaney comes set, and the 1-0 pitch. Smiley takes inside. Another one of the 8 seniors here. Esparza ahead of him, one of them as well. I was going to say the only seniors not in the lineup. Bird, Banning, and Rule right now. Everyone else in the ball game currently. Have not seen Bird or Banning today. Rule was ejected in the 1st inning. 1st and 3rd, 3-0 pitch. That's in there for a called strike. Smiley thought it was low. Catcher 0 for 1 with a ground out to short 2 innings ago. 3-1, swing and a miss. Went fishing, came up with nothing. Inning began with a leadoff single by Popoff. He would score 2 batters later on an error on the second baseman Crouchshine. Richards singled before that as well. This one popped up, might be playable. Hussey's going to give it a look, and it drops in. But was infield fly called, or? It looks like the infield fly had been called, I believe. I don't know, the umpires want to chat about it. Like a little confusion on their part on whether or not they ruled it an infield fly. They're saying that the infield fly was not called, and they're going to say that it is a base hit. So Esparza goes to second, Smiley over to first on a single. Meanwhile, head coach Jason Logan will head up toward the mound to have a quick chat with Bo DeShaney. Looks like he's keeping him in the game for right now, just a quick chat. Bases loaded, no outs. 1 run across here in the bottom of the 7th. 16-6 our score right now. Big opportunity for Michael Singleton here if he can get a big hit. One run across thanks to an error. 3 hits in the inning so far. Michael Singleton started at third base, pitched for an inning and a third, allowed 3 runs, 2 earned on 1 hit, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. As he takes ball 1, he's back over at third base. At the plate, 0 for 3 with a pop out to right field in the 2nd, ground out to short in the 3rd, and a strikeout looking in the 5th. 2-0 the count. Base is loaded with no outs and 1 run across thus far in the bottom of the 7th. DeShaney deals. Catches the bottom 3rd. 2-1 now. Just past the 7 o'clock hour right now. This one misses. It's 3-1, so a great count for Michael Singleton. Good opportunity to get his first hit of the day here. Infield pretty much playing double play depth. Burns is a little bit off of the first base bag. Look, could easily scamper over there, whether a ball's hit there or he has to field a throw. The 3-1. Hit hard, foul. Left field side. Full count with no outs and the base is loaded. Another payoff pitch. Another ball hit hard. Unable to be handled at short by Gustafson. Everyone's going to be safe. Richards scores. Second run of the inning has come across. That makes it now 16-7. Bases are still loaded with no outs. As Singleton reaches first base, they'll call that another error. Fourth of the ball game. So back-to-back runs have scored thanks to errors in this inning. This one goes to the backstop. The wild pitch is going to bring in another one. Eastmont isn't finished just yet. Esparza comes in to score. Everyone else moves up 90 feet. Singleton to second and Smiley over to third base. Three runs across makes it 16-8. Ephrata still in control. Breaking ball catches the bottom edge. Joe Murphy has reached on an error, scored on an error in the same inning. Singleton scored in the fourth and popped out to center. Fishes for one, swings and misses. Ball gets away, throw over to first. And it's in time to retire Murphy. The strikeout and the throw over goes 2-3 on the putout. First out of the inning. Seventh hitter Luke Gale comes up now. Gale began this game at second base. Finished up the top of the seventh inning on the mound. Gave up an RBI double, a two-run homer, and got a ground out. One out in the frame, runners at second and third. Deals a little bit low. So Gale, as a pitcher, is on the hook for 2 runs on 2 hits. During his time on the mound, though, he allowed 3 runs to come across. Takes another one low. 2 balls and no strikes with 1 out. Sam Klinkenberg's on deck. There's a strike. Talk about the maneuvering of this Eastmont lineup several times. Klinkenberg on deck. He has gone from first to third to second base. Due up in a moment here. But first, Gale just barely gets a piece of that one. Or no, maybe did not. Swung and missed. Went to the backstop. A wild pitch allows another run to score. Smiley scampers home for the 4th run of the inning. That was simply just a swing and a miss, it appears then. So the wild pitch scores the run. Singleton over to third base. 4 runs across. It's now 16-9. Three and 1 the count with 1 out. Popoff, Richards, Esparza, and Smiley have all come around to score so far. Another one in the dirt. Ooh, that hit the home plate umpire. Ooh, he's in a lot of pain. John Steiner took that one up here near his head. That bounced in the dirt, went straight up. Got him either in the head or in the throat, and it sure looked like he's in a ton of pain right now. Hopefully he's all right. Both coaching staffs have gone over to check on him. Good time for us to take a quick timeout. We're here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 16-9. Actually, yeah, we'll take a quick timeout here. It's Ephrata leading Eastmont. Looks like Steiner's all right. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on the NCWLIFE channel.
had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. It felt like I never even had a say. But then you came along.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local sports broadcasts. They've been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, risks, and accomplishments. At JDSA Law, they salute our local athletes and wish them well on another excellent season of competition.
So a scare a moment ago is a pitch in the dirt. Bounced up and hit John Steiner in the upper body. And the home plate umpire was down for just a few moments. Was able to get back up right before we came back on here. He is back up and looks like he's okay, thankfully. It's a 3-2 count against Luke Gale. 4 runs have come across the score so far in this inning for Eastmont with 1 out. Payoff pitch. Ball 4, and the bases are reloaded. I beg your pardon. Runners at first and third. I'm losing track in another crooked inning. Singleton at third. Gale over at first. Talk about these crooked innings. 3 runs in the top of the first for Ephrata. 1 in the bottom of the second for Eastmont. 2 in the bottom of the third for Eastmont. Wildcats tack on 2 more in the fourth. Ephrata scores 7 in the fifth. 1 in the sixth. 5 in the seventh. And Eastmont has 4 across so far here in the seventh. And that will prompt another pitching change. So that's going to do it for Bo DeShaney. In this inning, he's allowed 4 runs to come across. 3 hits, a walk, a couple of errors haven't helped him. So he's going to get credit for having pitched 1 inning. And that's going to bring in Cody Black, the only reserve on this Ephrata bench. So Black is going to come on in place of him. DeShaney looks like is going to go back out to the outfield. He started this game in center field. I imagine he'd go probably back there. Seems like that is the case. Strange game so far. That's the best way to put how this one has gone. Gavin Bernstoller first. I believe there's only the 1 change. I think DeShaney back out towards center. I think Roberts is out of the game now. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Enjoy your day at Highlander Golf Course. Reserve your next tee time or plan a party in one of their simulator rooms. You don't have to be a member to dine in style. Give them a call today. Also by Doghouse Motorsports, now featuring the full line of on- and off-road Husqvarna motorcycles. And by Sangster Motors. The American Challenge is on at Sangster Motors, home of the all-new Yukon SUV. So Cody Black on in relief. It's been a hectic inning. We've had an injury. We've had errors. We've had 4 runs come across, and so far 8 men have come to the plate for Eastmont. Sam Klinkenberg is due up. After him would be Hunter Welch, unless Klinkenberg hits into an inning and game-ending double play. After that, it'd be back to the top of the order with Popoff coming up. 7-run deficit for Eastmont. 2 outs to play with. Runner 90 feet away from scoring. That's Singleton. Luke Gale drew a walk a moment ago. He's over at first. So after the pitching change, Klinkenberg steps up to the plate, batting from the right side. First offering is in there for strike 1. DeShaney allowed 3 base hits. Again, 4 runs came across so far. Both runners on the bases are on his line. The 0-1. That's a bit high. 16 runs on 10 hits and 4 errors for Ephrata. Eastmont, 9 hits on 11 runs, no errors committed. Ball 2. Both teams have emptied their benches here today. Black was the only reserve by either team not to head out onto the field either to hit or play defense. Deals a strike. It's 2-2. But he comes on here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Eastmont had used up all of its reserves by the 5th inning. And it's simply been shuffling players position to position since then. Here's a ground ball hit over third base side. It's going to find its way into left field. Singleton scores on an RBI knock by Klinkenberg. Gale moves over to second. That makes it now 16-10. And you play the what-if game here. Eastmont answering a 5-run top of the 5th inning, top of the 7th inning, beg your pardon, by Ephrata. They score 5 of their own in the bottom half. You know, and if not for those 5 runs in the top half, this is a 1-run game right now. But an RBI knocked by Klinkenberg. And give credit to the Wildcats, not going down quietly here. 1 out, runners at first and second. First pitch misses to Hunter Welsh. Or I beg your pardon, that's Cade Kuski now up at the plate. Kuski steps back in, takes a strike. One on one with 1 out to Kuski. There's a strike. Runners at first and second, 5 runs across. It's 16-10 Ephrata over Eastmont. Black comes home. Kuski way ahead of that one. Foul tip into the glove for strike 3. And Eastmont, though they've batted around this inning, they are down to their final out here. Popoff will bat. He singled to start the inning and would come around to score. Now gets a chance here in his 5th plate appearance of the day to continue the ball game. First pitch from Black. Popoff swinging. Lofts one out to right field. Medium depth. It's playable, and it is caught for the final out. Ephrata picks up a 16-10 victory over Eastmont and triumphs here in the rematch of last Tuesday's ball game. This time, Ephrata gets revenge on Eastmont and picks up the win. We'll be back in just a moment to wrap things up from Dan White Field. Thanks for tuning in today's broadcast here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used, to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
And we're back one last time from Dan White Field as Eastmont falls to Ephrata 16-10 this afternoon on a game with lots of crooked innings. If that's the type of baseball you like, we had plenty of those. Back and forth action from both teams. One team takes the lead, the other fights back to make it competitive. But then in the end, it is Ephrata picking up the 6-run victory. And a lot of that really due to their 7-run 5th inning overall. That was the big punching point as Eastmont had scored 2 in the 3rd, 2 more in the 4th to tie and then take the lead. Ephrata punched back with those 7, scored another in the 6th, 5 in the top of the 7th, and then Eastmont didn't go down just, easily. They scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning, but it was not quite enough to pick up the win. Big blows in this one, coming on 2 home runs for Ephrata. A 3-run bomb by Brock Hussey in the first inning, and then a 2-run shot by Kyle Hendrick as a part of that 5-run top of the 7th inning. So impressive game all around, but it is Ephrata getting revenge after being shut out a week ago against Eastmont, and they pick up the victory in this one. So that does it for our coverage here on the NCWLIFE channel. This is Joel Norman. Thank you for tuning in to today's game. Our final score one last time, Ephrata 16 and Eastmont 10. Thanks for tuning in to high school baseball as you've been watching the NCWLIFE channel.
The shot, and beautiful!
Thanks for watching high school sports on your home for local high school sports, the NCWLIFE channel. Today's broadcast was brought to you by August Edge Real Estate, Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Doghouse Motorsports, Global Car Care, the Highlander Golf Course and Grill, JDSA Law, Laura Mounter Real Estate, Les Schwab Tires, One Way Construction, Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, Save Mart, Sangster Motors, Wenatchee Power Sports, Earthwise Pet, and Chelan Douglas Casa. Stay with us all year long for high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel. We now return to regular programming already in progress.